Thank you, Geroptimus. I don't know why it hasn't popped up. What the hell? Oh wait, stream streaks don't do that. Never mind. But nice, brother. Nice streak, nice streak. Alright, I'm back. Ooh, food channel popping off. I got 5 more subs today. Let's go. Anyway, we got some videos. There's not a ton out there that's catching my eye. We got some videos, and then we might play some trash games afterwards, just to fill in time after I watch them. After I watch what I... Oh god, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh. Ooh. Salary. Oh no, Salary's little trans-affirming game has been annihilated. Unfortunate. I'll have to just do it in real life now. Oh. Now, apparently, WPC has a Pride Month video. I have to make sure you know, I do not endorse anything this young man may say. I don't know what he's gonna say. I have a feeling it's gonna be negative. Very negative. WPC is not a friend of the gays. He is not a friend of the gays. And the title leads me to imagine it will be another expression of this. I know it's June because all the gay flags are everywhere. With the AIDS stripe. This is not me making a homophobic joke. The black stripe on the Progress Pride flag symbolizes people who have died of AIDS. Real and true, look it up. Look it up. It is the AIDS stripe. It is not the black people stripe. Although, well, it's both the black people stripe and the die of AIDS stripe. Which... I think if I were black, I wouldn't be a big fan of that. Like, real sad you died of AIDS. Should be remembered or whatever. Can you have a separate stripe? Like, maybe like a white stripe with a bunch of viruses on it. I don't know. Like, can my stripe just be my stripe, not my stripe and the AIDS stripe? Please? I feel like... if we're going to be very sensitive about messaging and unintended inferences being taken, that's an example of something that maybe should be considered and revised. Maybe. Also, is it intersex? That yellow and purple? When I see that, I just think of UKIP. It looks like the biggest chunk of the flag, except for the rainbow, is UKIP. That's all I think every time. Or Poundland. Man. Anyway. There's a very interesting title to WPC's latest. If you haven't seen it yet. It's called, WPC is not extremely happy. I mean, he could be quite happy. He's not extremely happy. He'll tell you what's going on, and he'll never gonna stream in June. I bet one of the games he plays added more Pride content. He lost it last year, I think, or maybe even more recently than that. He lost it over Call of Duty Pride stuff. Did we watch the Kobe sad video? Yes. Yes. His sister was on the phone. Could be Destiny too. I don't know if he's into Destiny. I feel like I've got a sneeze coming. It's gonna happen at some point in the video. Oh, important food news. Fat Andy has done his first barbecue of the year. Fat Andy has done his first barbecue of the year. Wasn't bad. Wasn't the worst. Could have been better. He acknowledges it could have been better. He got some like little burgers or Tesco burgers, and they were pretty shit. He was pretty disappointed with them. But next time he said he's gonna get the, I think, Aldi Wagyu burgers, which, as you can imagine, are not actually Wagyu. Not really. But I don't think you'd want. I think an A5 Wagyu burger would be fucking disgusting. Like, it would be absolutely vile. It would be like having a quarter pound of fat between two buns. Right. Shall we get going? I'm real sleepy. Just so you know. My back seems mostly better, but it's fucked my sleep. I wake up like dozens of times every night, and my sleep quality is negative. Sleeping does worse to me now than if I just stayed up all night, I think. So if I don't make any sense, and don't say there's no difference. Don't say there would be no difference, okay? But if I make no sense today, if I go off and I'm away with the fairies, it's because my sleep's fucked. All right. Okay. Maybe you should fix your health. I am. It feels like it's mostly better, and it's a little bit sore now. But the thing is, when you're awake, you can be careful about not straining it and stuff. When you're asleep and you roll around and shit, I think what happens is when I'm in bed, I twang it. I like roll over and pull it and stuff, and then that fucking wakes me up. I'm not sick, I just pulled something. But I pulled it like very bottom of my back on the right. Real twangy, real tingly. Anyway, WPC. Old man Tim, indeed. Ripe old age of 33. Ripe. Juicy, tender, ready for picking. Pluck me. Boil me. I have gooey insides. Anyway, that's an egg joke. I'm saying anyway too many times. I think saying anyway is worse than when I used to say dog at the end of every sentence. I think it's worse than I was pilled. Or even Lord pilled. Those were some bad, not tics, but affectations, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, there's a Hands of Fate Survivors game. Let me take a peep. Hands of Fat? Wait, Hands of Fate or Hand? Hand of Fate. As in the game with the cards? Hand of Fate 2. Is it Hand of Fate Wildcards? No, I don't think so. That's a DLC. That is a dilk. That is a big old dilk. What's it called, brother? I don't see it. At least not on Steam. Hand of Fate 1, Hand of Fate 2, Hand of Fate Wildcards, blah blah blah. Hordes of Fate. Hordes of Fate. That might be too visually intense for me. I was a bit dizzy after yesterday's stream. God, let me blow my snozzcumber. Jesus. Alright. It's been 10 minutes. Let's get to WPC. Reminder, disclaimer. I do not endorse anything that may be said in this video. The man we're about to watch a video from is known to not be a friend to the gays, And he's likely to say some things that I do not condone. Alright?
You think I'm happy?
It'd be great if the video would actually play.
You think I'm happy?
No.
You think I'm happy? All you Dark Warriors, all you Kato fans, CATOFANS. You think I'm happy?
Do you think he knows that Pride Month happens every year? Or is he just shocked every June and he's like, oh man, it happened again? It's like the magic 8-ball of seasons. We rolled gay season again in June. What are the odds?
No. Not at all. Not even a single daggone thing. You know what I really hate?
Mm-hmm.
The month of June. It bothers me. Something that bothers me gets me uncomfortable. It gets me mad and angry. It makes me want to burn up something into the flames with gasoline and start.
Calm down. Calm down. We're going in the direction of his DJ Cheese video, where our boy could actually be in trouble. Hang on. All my chats just disconnected. We're back.
Angry. It makes me want to burn up something into the flames with gasoline and start burning things into flames. Burning up to those daggone rainbow flags. Especially the other flags of the month of June.
Especially the other ones. Burn the rainbow flag a little bit. The other flags? Total toast. Total toast fest.
I'm not playing. You think I'm playing? No. It makes me want to pile them up and
the flags.
Into the flames.
The flags. He's talking about flags.
With the lighter. That's how I feel. Because you know why? It's unacceptable. It's an unacceptable relationship with what's going on the Pride Month.
Yeah, find yourself a nice girl with up syndrome and stop being gay, I presume is his message.
Oh, June, I really hate that so much. It gets me uncomfortable, it gets me mad, and it bothers me. I hate it so much. It makes me want to burn it up into the gasoline.
If he sees the Glenn video, it's over.
Into flames. Light them up with a lighter.
With a lighter.
Pile up with those flags.
Careful with that word. Make sure you enunciate the L every time, please, for my sake.
It's something that is not acceptable. Burning up those flags.
Careful.
With gasoline and light them up with a lighter. To burn them up. That's how I feel. That is how I feel. I remember that the tough guy named Mr. Burton, but I'm not sure what his first name is. But his name is Mr. Burton.
Is this a pop culture reference, or is it someone he knows? Is Mr. Burton coming to mind for anyone else?
Do you know what he said to me? He said it is like,
your life.
Hatred? I don't care about hatred. I encourage hatred.
What the fuck?
I'm on his side.
This isn't a real person. What is this from? Mr. Burton. Hatred. Oh, he's from Bully! He's from Bully. The game, the Rockstar game. Apparently, the quote is, "Bullying? I don't care about bullying. In fact, I encourage it. Builds moral fiber, makes men." By the way, my chat keeps disconnecting, so there are periods where I can't see anything you're saying.
And he's on my side too. And you know that. I really hate the month of June so much. Very extremely. 100%.
100.
Do you know what I like? The month is Christmas in December.
All right.
Thanksgiving.
Solid. Both solid.
November.
Yep.
Halloween. October.
Just say you like winter.
August.
Well, say you like fall and winter.
July. March. May. Essentially April. But February, I like it.
Okay.
So much.
Gotcha. I think I know why. It's alright, King.
I was thinking about what I had to say.
You don't have to be gay just because it's Pride Month. You're safe. It's okay.
Underscore fed the streamer a $5 superberry. Name is not important. What is important is what I'm going to do. WPC 2025.
I just hate this world and the human worms feeding on these flags.
I'm thinking what I had to say.
He's being careful. He doesn't want a Fed post.
I really like St. Patrick's Day. Just
Okay.
to wear green.
Oh, you can wear green
March.
on other days.
I like it.
Whenever you want.
I like it. But January, no.
No? What's wrong with January?
But
It's
I
cold.
celebrate the New Year's in January.
Yeah. So it gets a pass?
I hate the world, the election, and the news.
He's said this before, but it's so good.
But I always am going to control the future. As
Okay.
always.
Gotcha. No Pride Month next year, promises WPC.
To see what's going on in my life and in my future. To see what's next in my chapter.
Next in my chapter.
And you know that, right?
Space Marine WPC.
What I'm saying?
WPC, watch out. During June, it morphs into a magic gay ball. You can't use it to tell the future.
I really like Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter,
Yep. Solid. Do you
4th
like
of
April
July,
Fools?
Independence Day, Groundhog's Day,
Groundhog's Day.
Christmas,
Classic.
Thanksgiving,
Nice.
Halloween,
Not bad.
4th of July. I like it.
You've looped.
I celebrate 4th of July. I love it.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. You like fireworks?
That's my favorite holiday.
4th of July. Barbecue and fireworks? Yeah, I'm for it.
I like it. But I'm not religious.
Oh no. What does he think 4th of July is? UK version of fucking 4th of July is bonfire night. That's when you have barbecue and fireworks here.
I'm just African American. Religion.
Wait.
Of 4th of July. I like it. But I'm not religious. I'm just African American.
I love 4th of July. It's my favorite holiday. But I'm not religious, just African American. That's like a shirt someone bought from China in the 90s. That is prime English. But he's just saying it. And the year is 2025. Something has gone horribly wrong.
But the truth is, I'm just African American. I'm not religious. That's the truth I'm telling you.
Gotcha.
And the other truth is that I'm going to say to you, all of y'all right now.
All
the
right.
truth is that I'm going to say to the other thing, I'm Cancer.
It's so good every time.
That's the truth I'm telling you. I never tell lies.
His star sign. For people who aren't aware, his star sign.
I never tell lies. If I do, I'll get in serious, deep trouble for telling lies. I'm not playing with y'all.
True.
This
True.
ain't no joke. No joke at all. It is with chess, we all out checkmate.
I'm not equating the reason or the meaning, Disc Mac. But in terms of what you do on those days, they in terms of festivity, they're equivalent. You cook some burgers, you cook some hot dogs, you set off some fucking fireworks.
You're going to beat all those types of bastards, especially like
Careful.
Call of Duty,
Okay.
the U.S. of the CIA. We're going to beat all those types of bastards. We got to beat all those types of bastards.
Wait, we have in Call of Duty, or we have to beat Call of Duty?
We got to beat those bastards. Once and for all. Like in multiplayer, Battle Royale, especially zombies in Call of Duty Mobile. I love being part of the Call of Duty, the U.S. of the CIA. I love being part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I love to be part of it. I'm never gonna quit that.
Gotcha.
All you have to do is keep on going and going and going. Keep on going until the objectives is complete.
Capture the flag
Like
means something
mission
very
objectives.
different to him.
You know what I'm saying? All those types of mission objectives and you need to be complete.
All right. Next segment.
Well, I'm never gonna be streaming like in this month.
Okay.
Because you know why? Why is that?
Why?
Because I really hate the month of June.
Okay. Wouldn't streaming make it a bit nicer
I'm
though?
never gonna do it.
If you're angry about the month, shouldn't you do more of the stuff you like? I don't know. I don't
Not
get
ever. Not even a single thing. I'd rather gonna do the like you know what I'm gonna say.
it. No, I don't know.
Do the Magic 8 Ball
Mm.
Q&A.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do. Like the whole month of the daggone June. To do the Magic 8 Ball Q&A.
Every day.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Instead of streaming.
All right?
I don't know about this content strategy.
So stay tuned for that. So I'll be streaming like in July.
Yep. Gotcha.
August, September, October,
August.
November, December, January, February, March, April, and May.
Never June.
That's I'm gonna remind to you, all of y'all, Dark Warriors and all you Kato fans. CATOFANS. That's I'm gonna remind you.
Noted.
No joke.
What's wrong with June? It's Pride Month.
No joke at all. This is
There are two things he hates: Donald Trump and queer people.
serious and honest.
He's the ultimate centrist.
Everything will be like going by the book. You think I'm playing? No, I'm not playing with y'all. So anyways,
he's gonna peace out.
Thank you for all y'all subscribing me on my channel. I appreciate it, all y'all support.
He contained himself pretty well. He does drop F-slurs in other videos.
Smashing the like button and put a comment by saying something nice. I appreciate that as well. So anyways, we should all keep the relationship acceptable. Like boyfriend and girlfriend, that's it. Nothing unacceptable.
Okay.
If there's something unacceptable going on YouTube, they should just delete those videos. Because it is unacceptable, and that's extremely unacceptable and nasty. And you know that.
Hold up. These are pictures of him FaceTiming Jean Fiorello. Is he FaceTiming her when she's on the bus? See the notice up above her on the roof and the way it looks and the way the windows look? Interesting.
So I'll be like streaming in July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, and May.
Gotcha.
Not the month of June. Not that.
Okay.
All I needed to do is to...
And then he just does his outro. Does he have anything else, or is this the only new one? There's a 2-minute I have something to... He made his new girlfriend as a me. WPC is kicking Aaron Doherty and the family out of his life. He's going to remind you all, so listen close. What's going on here?
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is WPC, Dark Evil Lord, Badass Gamer Legend Hero King here.
Gotcha.
So, well, the great news is, so, I need to keep my locks for a while.
Locks.
A little bit of
His
longer.
locks.
So, but and then...
It's literally just a video where he talks about his hair. I checked the transcript.
What's up, y'all? This is WPC.
We got another
Dark
reminder.
Evil Lord, Badass Gamer Legend Hero King here. So,
He just talks about FaceTiming and doing Q&A videos. He's not saying a lot in these videos. Kicking Aaron Doherty out, and he's making a me.
Well, all you Dark Warriors, all you Kato fans, there it is. Jean Fiorello.
There it is. Spitting image.
I did it. I did it. All you Dark Warriors, all you Kato fans, CATOFANS. So, yeah.
Alright. So he made his new girl, and he's evicting his old girl.
What's up, y'all? This is WPC, Dark Evil Lord, Badass.
He's removing her from the
here.
Miiverse.
So I go into to delete something. So yeah.
Uh-oh. Lining him up for execution.
Okay. Let's see.
Where is she? Where is she? Face the wall.
Monica Doherty. That's Aaron's sister.
Oh, he is killing the whole family. He makes the whole family of girls he's interested in the Miiverse. And when they burn him too hard, he kills them all.
Get out. With your trifling self, get out. No, not me.
Oh. He can't even recognize the ones he made.
Dave Doherty.
It's over.
I'm erasing that.
I'm erasing that. Imagine if he got convinced they die in real life.
Erase that.
Annihilated. Massacred.
Get out.
It's a bloodbath.
With your trifling self, get out. Get out, Aaron Doherty.
I hate both. The real problem...
Randomly generated username fed the streamer €2 Superberry. This
Thank
is where
you.
he stores the souls of women.
Indeed, he's setting them free. I hate being smoked on. I hate being weed smoked on. Weed stink lingers a lot more, though, I find. If someone's been smoking weed somewhere, you smell it for a long, long, long time. Way more distinctly than cigarette smoke.
You're not part of my life no more. Of your trifling self, get out.
Executed. Has he done it?
So that is it, y'all.
Imagine if they let him pull his arms and legs off.
Alright, so get this video like a thumbs up, like, subscribe. I'll see you at the live stream like on Sunday maybe.
We just watched a massacre. He's got a bunch of new shorts, but I think they are all just comic book shorts. Like face swap comic scenes. Wait. WPC Get Hungry Bout to Get a Meal? What is this?
Yo, get hungry, about to get a meal. Watch TV, let's make a deal. Do a homesick, about to do it real. Said the right thing, I just got 10C. Get hungry, about to get a meal. Watch TV, let's make a deal. Do a homesick, about to do it real. Said the right thing, I just got 10C. Get hungry, about to get a meal.
Fair enough. He knows what he wants. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, another bread tuber needs money. And another bread tuber has received money. I believe I've watched one or two Essence of Thought videos going after fellow trans, I think, in the past. I may be misremembering. The Golden One made a video about needing money, I think, as well. Some other leftoid. Golden One, obviously not a leftoid, but I'm saying, aside from Essence of Thought and Ian Danskin, there was some other leftoid who made a video saying, I need money, please help. And he's now deleted it, and I didn't catch a copy of it, so we can't see that.
This has been a long time coming.
Ooh.
This has been a long time coming.
Alright.
I first thought about making...
Who did this person go after? Who did this person go after? I have a vague memory of them trying to H-bomber guy someone. And they didn't do it very well. But it was like, it was fucking ages ago. Or was it the Caught in the Orchard stuff? Where they bungled it even though it was easy? Vangelina Scow! Yes! This was the person. This was the person. Accused Vangelina of plagiarizing the Lily Orchard series. That's the one. That's the one. It wasn't the Orchard sisters themselves that I remember. It was the other person who talked about them. Yeah, I vaguely remember.
Making this video back in September of 2023, just after we'd lost $119 on Patreon.
I didn't even know Patreon could go into the negative.
Yet, ultimately decided to hold off until I was done with our series regarding the events of 2019. That way, I could get back to making the videos I wanted to make and rebuild our audience.
Rebuild.
Then, sometime in September of...
By rebuild your audience, do you mean gain more monthly contributions?
2024, After losing another $90 on Patreon over the span of about 3 months, I took these screenshots in
So this is like a subtle language thing. Subtle language thing. This is armchair psychology as well, okay? Describing it as like losing that money speaks to the assumption you're going to get it forever. Right? Specifically calling like lost this on Patreon. Right? I'd do it like my monthly Patreon pledges went down by $90 or whatever, which is practically means the same thing, but I think it speaks subtly, like how you phrase it speaks subtly to your perspective on it, like why you'd say it a certain way.
preparation to make that video, yet I didn't...
like as a self-employed individual, especially in entertainment, you have to understand you don't have it yet. Until that shit's in your account, you don't have it. You can't assume. You can't assume.
feel like I could at the time, especially not with all the support you'd given us when I...
Like, if someone makes a pledge, that's not a promise to do that for any more than that month.
Our previous landlord kicked us out with just 2 weeks' notice. It felt as if asking for more support on Patreon would seem ungrateful, especially as I hadn't really gotten back into the swing of things. So I decided to wait until I'd been posting regularly before doing so. That is why, after a successful few months of putting out videos on a weekly basis...
You can just ask. Right? You can just say, hey, it'd be great to have more money.
I opened up a script and managed to write a single line...
Opened up a script?
Right before my worktop died, forcing us to fundraise for that. Which, by the way, you're incredible. I really cannot overstate just how grateful I am for that support, but it did leave me once again feeling like I couldn't ask for more without sounding ungrateful. So I decided to hold off for another few months.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Ian Danskin asked for money, and it really inspired me. No, they're gonna say, "Oh, and then I was hesitant to do it myself because it was coming right off the back of that. It was right off the back of that." So this person's talking about how they didn't want it to look a certain way, so they waited, they put stuff out, and then they were gonna ask for it. You can totally be like, guys, I'm not making enough money. I'm gonna kick my production up a notch. I'm gonna put out more. My hope is you'll find that valuable and want to give me money. Letting you in on this. This is my strategy to make more. Super appreciate it if you contribute. I'm gonna try and give you something that's worth your money. Really appreciate it if you contribute or something. Like you can make a video like this that's sort of positive and go-getting. Positive and go-getting. You don't have... And you probably shouldn't be saying, guys, I held off because I wanted the impact on you to be right. I held off because I didn't want you to think I was greedy. Why didn't you want me to think you're greedy? Because that would result in me not giving you money. You shouldn't be telling me your strategy to have the correct impact on me so that I'll give you money. That's weird as fuck. If you're going to do this, don't tell people you're doing it, because that's weird.
Just the other week, Ian Danskin of Innuendo Studios published a...
Yeah, it works, but it's disgusting.
video talking about monetary struggles and the possibility of going bankrupt.
Thank you, Gamer Legend Celebrity Band.
It's Pride Month. Harmful opinions colours are the same as trans colours.
Oh.
Coincidence? Is the egg getting cracked?
We'll see. I do have a wig by me. I'm not critiquing it pragmatically. I'm saying I hate that this person is a disgusting worm, and you don't have to be. I'm saying it's possible to get what you want without doing this. Yes, this works. You don't have to, though. You do not have to.
And I told myself I should probably wait a bit in case people feel like I'm trying to
Please. 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 Feel bad that you might think this. Feel guilty and bad that you might think this. The defense against people thinking that is, I was so scared that you might think that, so you have to feel bad for thinking that.
wagon
Fuck you.
off of him. And it's at that point that I just had to stop myself. I could keep putting this conversation off forever,
This-
or at least until
Conversation. It's not a conversation. It is begging.
another thing breaks. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to stay quiet about our finances until I can no longer replace essential equipment, or even
Like the fucking what? The toaster you're recording with breaks? Just find one in someone's garbage.
face the prospect of being homeless. I need to talk about this, to try and
You're doing a sad performance with a cartoon! This is somehow worse than Ian Danskin's video because you're doing sad looks, but it's a fucking cartoon doing sad looks in a zoom.
put things back on the right track. Starting with the current situation, our Patreon has more than halved in the last few years. Starting in March of 2019, so before our first video during the
Yo, thank you very much.
Cavidando
For the
stream
$5
of
US
$4 and 99 cents Superberry. Been watching all your past streams lately, just wanted to say I love your stuff. Have
Glad you
checked
enjoy
in on
it,
that
Kevy.
crazy lady Nikki's Nosh lately.
Nikki's not crazy. She's just a bit, what's the right term for it? Delusional. Eccentric, sure, but, is a bit delusional, which I guess you could say is a kind of crazy. Has the same sort of syndrome that young girls who go to Hollywood have. Except the old person version of that.
breakout of Transmisia within the Sekka community that year, we were bringing in $652 a month. This took a bit of a beating around September, dropping us down to $563,
Nice.
but it healed back up to $670.
It healed. My Patreon is healing. The dollar amount starts with 6 again.
$3 by March of 2020. This is when the slow decay began. By August of 2023,
I wish I made $200 on Patreon, man. Although it does rule to, Patreon I just have as like if you don't want to go through fucking, if you want to do a subscription based, like throw me something every month because you watch my stuff, and you don't want to do a Twitch sub, don't want to do YouTube membership, don't want to send just a normal dono via PayPal, my Patreon exists just as another avenue for that. But I forget about it sometimes. And then once a month I get an email that's like, yo, Patreon just sent you $50. And I'm like, fuck yes! I just paid for my dinners this week.
dropped down to $498, which then plummeted to $379 that September.
Okay.
This happened whilst Adita had been left unemployed because
Adita? Is Adita also trans? I ask because did Adita fucking choose that name? Hang on. Getting ready to move on with the channel. So, I mean, obviously this was more than a year ago, so this wouldn't be a September thing. Should... Oh, what is this video? Should leftists hide their Patreon earnings? I think that's going to be a good follow-up. Okay.
Because of government restrictions placed on the United Nations, which was a major source of funding for human rights organizations across India. One week, Aditya was traveling between states, interviewing victims in order to help develop new training programs. The next, she was out of the job. This, coupled with that sharp drop-off, is why I approached my dad, asking if we could borrow $100 a month to make up for that shortfall, just until Aditya could find a job.
Okay.
We had no idea just how long that would take at the time.
Am I schizo? Where do they live?
We did manage to build back up to $435 by June of 2024, only for that to plummet back down to $343 by September, which is why I took those screenshots to make this video. That's why I began...
Okay. $1 cut. My financial situation changed. My financial situation changed. You're showing me all these people saying their financial situation changed.
Adding, and we cannot survive without your support.
Reading all these people's reasons for cutting their pledges being, my financial situation changed, and you talking about I can't survive because of that.
To the opening of...
Like, hits me very strangely.
Each video. I'd hope that as I put out regular videos focusing on external issues, rather than conflict within trans and leftist communities, that things would heal. Yet they didn't. In fact, they continue to get worse, with Patreon dropping below $290. So stepping back to look at the big picture, we've gone from $650/$670 a month down to $290 a month, less than half of what we once made.
All right.
To see your income shrink month by month, sometimes in small nuggets,
makes me go, fuck, I have to do something. Maybe, you know, it would suck. Maybe I'd have to go back and do agency work again, get a bunch of temp jobs. But that's fine. Could pursue any number of other things. Write some fucking blogs again for people. Check out Upwork, like I used to do Odesk. Do all, like, if you have any skills and you're self-employed, you can probably pursue all sorts of things to like top things back up. Get a regular shit-ass job if you have to, at least for a while.
Donated £3.
Thank you for the £3.
Comrade, since we have enough dysgenic video essayists in the commune, report to the coal mine immediately.
Indeed, indeed. Does give those vibes a bit. Keep an eye out for little opportunities. Scrimp, scratch, save, whatever. If... I don't know what's going on if they're able to live off $600 and their housemate or whatever not being in a job could be covered by $100 a month loan from their dad. I don't really understand where they're able to live on that. Maybe council housing? I don't know where they are. I don't know where they are. There was a story in the UK about a guy who was paying £100 a month. Not a month, sorry, £100, just £100 a week for his council house. Or council accommodation. And was complaining that the council wasn't, like, painting the house and fixing the fence and all sorts of stuff.
Sometimes in huge chunks, is fucking terrifying.
Terrifying, Dr. Wowie. Self-employment. Welcome. Welcome. Happens. It happens.
It feels like I'm standing on a ledge which is slowly crumbling beneath my feet.
You know what would have been an incredible power move? Yo,
Donate
thank you for the
donated
gifted
£1.
sub. And for the dono.
That's crazy. They have such a natural and charismatic personality and pleasant voice. How come no one wants to fund them?
They do. They got the money for this. Would have been an incredible power move if, while talking about the ground crumbling from beneath their feet, they showed that trans suicide bridge jumper tweet at the same time.
It's one of those things that forces me to lay awake in bed at night, staring blankly at the ceiling, just dreading any and all future notifications on Patreon. Now,
No! People online aren't giving me as much money as I want.
I just want to be clear, I am not upset at any of
No! People aren't giving me enough money for my little fucking videos I shit onto YouTube.
the people who drew their
Getting $1 is more money than anyone deserves for uploading to YouTube. I don't know. Maybe you'll be happier if you take my... If you adopt my mindset, maybe you'll be way fucking happier to even get $200.
pledge. The number one reason for doing so was changing financial situations.
Yes.
This was explained in the exit surveys in 2024, and seen via the screenshots I took at the time, and remains true to this day. But this is something I need to draw attention to, as I just can't live like this. I can't live on a nice edge. I need to bring in enough to start replacing equipment, get on HRT,
There we
and
go.
save a little in case something terrible happens. Something I should be clear on is that Adita has found herself a job in the meantime, though it took her over a year and a half due to the current job market. She now works in a tech service call center 10 hours
Adita? Who would have thought?
a day,
Who would have thought she'd be suited to that line of work?
not including the 3 to 4 hours of daily travel on top of that. She literally gets out of bed, leaves, works, comes back.
Yeah.
We sit down to eat together whilst watching a single episode of something, and then
Do you know about life? Do you know about people? How many people watching you do you think have this experience as well? What the fuck? Do you understand that that's pretty fucking normal? You're in a I'm in an insanely blessed circumstance. You're in an insanely blessed circumstance. Self-employment, working. Well, wasn't working for you, but you're not doing anything to make it work except this video.
goes back to sleep. That is her daily routine, all for a whopping $200 a month.
What the where do you... What is happening?
So just enough money that it replaces what my dad was lending us, and
Is she in India?
the money lost.
Wait, do you have some fucking slave in India sending you money? I don't understand what their circumstance is. My Indian slave isn't sending me enough money. Please donate to my Patreon. What? I genuinely don't know what the fuck I'm looking at.
Since September of 2023. So
They both live in India?
even with the job, we haven't made any ground. We're right where we started and can't even begin to think about saving anything. That's why we had
Thank you. Heckin Hypanos?
to
Thank you.
fundraise when my worktop died, in spite of knowing that it was coming for more than a year. And I can't keep living like that. I can't keep worrying that the next thing
Had to make sure to tell you I broke down crying. Shut up. Stop it. Sorry about my voice. I broke down crying.
to break will be the last. The thing that ends us, this channel, my career.
My career in fucking what? It's a free hosting website that you can get partnered on to get a cut of the ad revenue from Google. And people can give you money for it. Career.
I have looked into getting another job.
Okay.
Yet, seeing Edita's job situation, given that she has experience working at international level human rights organizations, yet she's had to get a job outside her field that severely underpays for the hours she does, tells me that there's not a chance in fucking hell for me.
And you didn't try?
She's worked.
You can do something online even. What skills do you have?
For both.
Supposedly, you can write, yes? You can make money writing online.
UN women.
Not shit you want to write, shit other people want you to write. But if you are good and fast, right? And you can get like a bajillion little jobs dumping out 500-word blog entries for like websites that are trying to sell people courses. Shit like that. I'm sure it's still around.
And UNICEF. Me? I'm a disabled YouTuber. How the fuck do I market myself to a potential employer when I'm up against people of her experience who are also struggling? The one saving grace over the holidays has been AdSense. We've had a couple of good videos, particularly the Rowling versus John Oliver one, money that immediately went into paying taxes, renewing our medical insurance, and AC maintenance. And whilst I hope that keeps up for now, many of you likely already know that AdSense is incredibly fickle. One minute it feels like it's improving, and then the next it feels like the algorithm has a personal vendetta against the channel.
Stop. You don't understand how AdSense works.
In particular, I've noticed
It's a fucking bidding system.
YouTube
Oh, you're not even talking about the... Okay. You're not even talking about the rate you're paid at. You're just talking about views. I don't know. Are they aware that you get paid differently as across the year depending on the bids being put in through AdWords?
seems to be suggesting older videos less and less. I'm not sure if that...
Yeah. Yes, that's how it works for everyone. There are finite eyes.
That's just a result of how many new videos are uploaded daily, or whether it's just the algorithm that's been updated to more aggressively push
Updated when? 10 years ago? What the fuck?
new things at the expense of the old, but the result is the same either way.
My business isn't working out because YouTube isn't recommending all of my videos all of the time and shoving it in everyone's faces constantly.
It used to be...
Have you been on YouTube before? How old is your fucking channel? Video half-life is normally like a week. Maybe less. You're lucky if it gets picked up again. Sometimes out of nowhere, your video will get snagged into the algorithm and it's like, whoa! An old one suddenly pops off.
See that every now
Yeah, it's raining and I'm in the loft. And there's a window right there.
and then an old
And it's
video
angled.
would get a second wind, bringing in a little extra money, but that no longer happens, at least not for me.
You're a gambler. You have gambler brain. I'm not saying you're a problem gambler or even that you actually do gambling, but you have gambler brain. That's a nice bonus, not something that should ever have been calculated in as something you could rely on.
YouTube is my full-time career. It has been since I finished my degree in 2017, though I've been running this
We want like 8-year-old videos. Can I Can I... What if I search full-time? Can I get you talking about full-time? Maybe talk about shifting over. Mm-hmm. What if I type in YouTuber? How Godzilla led me to become a trans YouTuber? Alright. I don't know.
Particular channel since September of 2011. I survived Gamergate.
Name one person who didn't. Also, was Gamergate bad for anyone's views? Was Gamergate bad for anyone's performance on social media?
The secular community transmedia outbreak of 2019 and the adpocalypse. I survived so much shit, yet I am terrified that
does this person actually think like that? Is this a story told for other people to hear and be influenced by, purely? Or does this person believe they're like a veteran of the adpocalypse?
both the channel and myself are quickly circling the drain without any way back. Which is a big fucking shame, since there's still so
Without any way back. What if you got stable again and then came back?
much we have to do. The trans community is on fire, both in the UK and the US. We need the public to be equipped to fight now more than ever. That means
Equipped
we need
by
people
you.
who can spend their work hours researching, processing, and distributing
You need me.
information to those
You need me.
of us with less time. I think our research here is important.
It's got to be in India, because Essence could not be surviving on these numbers in the UK. Adita would not be getting... That would be illegal to get that much money for a month's work in the UK, working 10 hours a day. These videos are essential. Labour government banned from Pride over anti-trans policies. Did that involve research? Anti-trans leader convicted of child abuse. J.K. Rowling refuses to stop glorifying rabid anti-Semite. Research? Valuable research?
We break down studies, we watch and report on key threats to the community, we debunk common anti-trans myths, and we explain how the gender-critical movement, formerly known as the TERF movement, operates. We produce an average of 3 to 4
I thought TERF was a label applied by their enemies, not their own label that they then changed themselves, which is what you make it sound like.
videos a month, all fully referenced in order to give you,
All fully referenced.
the viewer, the ability to check all things yourself and expand your knowledge.
Whoa. Alright. Let's check this one. Script and references. What do we have here? Tweet your own YouTube video. United States Holocaust Museum, jkrowling.com, tweet. I guess, yeah, tweet, Instagram, tweet. Okay. News story, tweet. LukeTurner.com. LukeTurner.com, tweet, Instagram, tweet. The Guardian, Pink News, Independent, Tweet, LBC, own YouTube video. You do what I do. You fuck around on the internet and look at stuff, and then go, wow, that was a waste of time. I better at least get fucking paid for this, and then you make a video about the stuff you've been fucking around looking at. This is not important research arming people in the war against transphobia. Alright? Quit it. Shut up.
We also refuse to sanitize topics for corporate greed or the sensitivities of violent bigots who will never support us. When we uncover abuse, we label it for what it is, without hesitation. We do so because we are survivors ourselves. We know what it's like to have the violence you suffered trivialized as a means of being denied justice. This has led some to label us.
Let's try another one. Let's do the gender critical child molester. Which, hey, fuck 'em if this person is a diddler. I'm curious to see what planettrans.org. Sounds like they did the research. News article. Your own video. News article. Whatever the fuck Big Mouth Strikes Again is. Edinburgh Rape Crisis Centre. Sounds like it's someone else's research. Your own YouTube video. News article. Peaktrans.org. News article. Your own YouTube video. News article. Post on Facebook. News article. Your own YouTube video. LGB Alliance's video. News article. Sounds like you're just doing like a compilation of other people's fucking shit. You're just doing what I am doing in most of my scripted videos. That's not fucking research.
Alarmist or
Why are you calling this research? It's fucking around on the internet looking at some stuff you're interested in, turning it into a video.
hyperbolic, like when we first called out the anti-Semitism and broader fascism, not to mention the sexualization of minors, inherent to the gender-critical movement. Though, I have to say, I feel we've been...
I'm getting the information to the people that they need. Hang on, weird how all your fucking sources are news articles. Sounds like someone already fucking got it to the people, dipshit!
absolved of any accusations of exaggerating at this point. We also advocate for groups that so few are willing to support. Intersex folk, xenogender folk, trans men and trans
Xenogender.
those with cluster B disorders,
Oh, man.
plural folk. We set up Pluralkit in our Discord server, and we've had several plural folk tell us that they're surprised to see it there because
Siffy, I'll give. Let's do planettrans.org. I'm scared that there might be TOS things on it. Okay. You're right. It's not even original reporting. They cited Planet Trans. Planet Trans is just regurgitating an Edinburgh Live article. This article fucking quotes a Redditor. It also quotes another paper. Wait! Are all your sources actually just what this Planet Trans website cited? Did you copy an article that's just copying other articles? Is that what happened here? Also, my browser's frozen. This Planet Trans website has given my browser AIDS. Hold up. My shit is absolutely frozen. Oh god, oh fuck. Oh god, oh fuck. Give me a minute. Hold up. Let me kill fucking Brave or Firefox or whatever the fuck I'm using. Firefox has to die so that the stream may live. Okay, before you continue to YouTube, accept all of our cookies.
This has been...
Where do we get to? Alright, I think we're about right. Okay, relax. We're good. We're good.
Surprised to see it there because most server owners refuse to set it up.
I refuse to fucking set up anything on Discord.
Our Discord community
anyone.
is also the only place we know of that truly has zero tolerance for ableism, even the socially acceptable kinds. For some people, our spaces are one of maybe 2 or 3 public spaces where they feel accepted. I hope you can see the worth in that, even if I struggle with doing so at times. I often feel like an imposter.
You should. You should, given what little I've peeped. Hex outed as homosexual.
Someone who walked into things and doesn't deserve any of the support I do receive.
Yeah, it looks like you just crib other people's shit, is what it looks like.
I regularly have to stop and remind myself of some of the good we've done, affirming myself throughout the day. Half a dozen people. That's how many have told me at one point or another that my work is among the reasons they are still walking on this earth. Half a dozen people who would be dead, walking around, living their lives thanks to us.
That's fucking gross.
About a dozen more have told me that my strength in the
Give me money, I saved 6 people's lives. Fuck you. Fuck you. Disgusting.
face of violence and bigotry has in turn given them the strength to finish their degree, leave a toxic workplace, or escape an abusive household. I can't even begin to estimate.
I made a tweet one day, years ago, where I suggested, if you feel like killing yourself, okay, whatever, that's like your shit to deal with, but why not just like fucking do something you couldn't do before? Just go fucking travel or some shit. Because if you kill yourself, you're dead. So you might as well do something that you couldn't do because of life's obligations first. Had more than 6 people tell me that helped them. My tweet beats your career.
Estimate how many have told me that my work here gave them the tools to go out and convince family members or work colleagues that trans...
Press 1 in the chat if this stream has saved your life. Let's do a count. Let's do a salvation ratio. Get ratioed. Get ratioed. You've only saved 6 people's lives. Weak.
People are not the monsters they've been led to believe we are. That last bit, by the way, that is why we do what we do. Our primary objective here on the channel. That is why I get out of bed in the morning. I know I'm not the most charismatic. I don't pass, I'm unabashedly autistic. I just don't appeal to many cis people.
The bad autism. The bad autism. I have the good kind.
Particularly small-time bigots. I know that I'm not going to have some grand sweeping effects on the perceptions of trans people by general society.
You will if you get spotlighted by someone much bigger than you. I feel like a lot of these people don't understand that they are landmines for their community.
I am just a random trans YouTuber to most people.
And by bigger, I mean like, let's say you do something fucked up and a politician grabs it. That will have a bigger impact than anything you've ever done.
But what I can do is equip those of you watching with the tools to be advocates. Because the arguments we present here, taken and presented by you, whether you're another trans person or ICS ally, will have a much greater impact in changing the minds of fence sitters and even the small-time bigots in your life. That is our primary goal here, and I would hope that that is something worth supporting. I'm not
I can teach you how to show bigots in your life some fucking website that links 5 news stories and a Reddit post.
For thousands or even tens of thousands a month like some YouTubers. I don't
Oh shit. Casting shade.
expect nor want a luxurious lifestyle.
Why not? Why don't... Shut up. Why don't you want that? What if you could save all trans people and have a luxurious lifestyle? You don't want that? Why not?
I just want to be able to stop being afraid
I do.
of what's coming. I just want to be able to begin HRT and enjoy the small things in life while saving a little for when things go bad. I just want to see some return on the work I do each and every.
It's an injustice. I just want to see some return on the work I do. Then do something that people value more. Or beg like this, which worked.
Day. I've previously mentioned that my therapist helped me devise a new system of keeping track of my work hours. That was not because I was underworking, but because before I figured out how to keep track of my hours, every moment I spent not working felt like time stolen from the community.
Stolen from the community. It's called being self-employed. Work when you are in control of when you work and what you do. Work-life balance can be very hard, and it can be very easy to think about the stuff you do that makes money during your free time. I think everyone who's self-employed struggles with that now and then. 100%. But like
that I hadn't done my due hours, that I was lazy and had abandoned my community in its time of need. It felt like betrayal.
No, you didn't betray us. You're our hero. You saved my life. Have $10.
Helped by the whole myth of meritocracy that was instilled in me as a child, as with many people, leading me to perceive my lack of stability as proof that I wasn't doing enough. Suffice to say, I keep track of my hours in order to make sure I don't burn.
Tim, thanks for entertaining us even though you're small. I'm 6 feet tall. That's more than big enough.
Myself out. I have given my mind and body to the cause. I have turned
They're
down
gone now.
work opportunities
They're gone now.
because said opportunities were premised on ignoring bigotry, more specifically the torture of LGBT plus youth.
Where the fuck did you get offered a job? Hey, Essence of Thought, love your YouTube. Want to come work at the gay conversion facility? What are you talking about?
I stood up
What is this? No, tell me what it was. What the fuck are you talking about?
to bullies and tyrants many times my size, and I have never backed down at the cost of the community. I keep the names of those lost with me. The likes of Tony McDade and Vicky Thompson. Trans people who many, even those within the community, consider imperfect victims that are thus undeserving of justice or even acknowledgement explicitly because nobody else is willing to advocate. Thus, unity of those lost.
Tony McDade. Tony McDade. I'll read you the Wikipedia. On May 27, 2020, after 11 a.m., a 38-year-old African-American transgender man, Tony McDade, was fatally shot in the Leon Arms apartment complex by an officer of the Tallahassee Police Department following the fatal stabbing of Malik Jackson on nearby Saxon Street. Early reports of the incident misgendered McDade as a woman. And on May 28th, the police department described McDade as a woman who identified as a man. On September 3rd, a Leon County grand jury found that the police use of force against McDade was justified. Police body cameras showing McDade pointing a firearm at one of the police officers before being shot was also released. That's not imperfect victim. That's you pointed a gun at someone and got killed. It was also alleged that the officer had called McDade a racial slur before shooting and killing him, though this was later proven false through body cam footage. Who's, The suspect was in possession of a handgun and a bloody knife was found at the scene. Right, let's try, who's Vicky Thompson? That's a little bit more than imperfect victim. That's like a little bit more than imperfect victim. Who's Vicky Thompson? Okay. Jury concludes care of transgender woman Vicky Thompson, who died in HMP Leeds, was inadequate. A jury unanimously concluded that Vicky Thompson, 21, did not intend to take her own life. They found her treatment at HMP Leeds was inadequate and lacked in professionalism. She'd been on remand in HMP Leeds for less than a month when she died on 13th November 2015. First of 3 transgender women to die in men's prisons in the last 18 months. As of 19th May 2017, to be clear. Okay. It looks like Vicky self-harmed, didn't intend to commit suicide, but died as a result. Is that? Let me search what happened to Vicky Thompson. Ba ba ba. There's another Vicky Thompson who was murdered in Oxfordshire. That's where I grew up. The trans Vicky Thompson is someone else. Vicky Thompson, 21, from Keighley, was found dead in her cell in 2015 with a ligature around her neck. The jury at the 2-week inquest in Wakefield concluded it was right that she was held in a male jail and that she did not intend to take her own life. But the foreman said more attention could have been paid to her. Was placed on suicide watch. Okay. Vicky Thompson, why in jail? They're just for shoplifting. And then roped self.
Give me the likes of Tony McDade and Vicky Thompson, trans people who many, even those within the community, consider imperfect victims.
Shoplifting is more of an imperfect victim thing. The Tony McDade fucking pointed a gun at someone and got nailed after stabbing someone. That's a bit fucking more than imperfect victims.
That are thus undeserving of justice or even acknowledgement explicitly because nobody else is willing to advocate for them. Through constant abuse and violence, for which I am medicated and receiving therapy for, I have continued to give things my all. Which is why I need you, especially if you're a cis ally. Again, I know trans people in the UK and the US are suffering right now, but I also know that many of you are cis people or are trans people in countries where things aren't quite as bad. Some
Countries where things aren't quite as bad as the US and UK. Maybe certain Europe continental countries? I don't know.
of whom have wondered what they can do to help. Well, here's one material way that you can do just that by supporting trans voices like ours.
Here's how you can help give this fucking channel money. I don't think so.
We need to get
I don't think you're helping. I don't think you're helping doing this.
back up to $500 on Patreon.
If I were all on board with like fucking trans advocacy and shit, and I wanted to provide money to help trans people, this channel isn't where I'd put it.
This would give us the funds to replace equipment, begin my HRT, save a little, as well as have some small luxuries like food during my downtime. Just the little things that give life meaning, allowing me to live rather than merely survive.
Food, of course, being, optional.
That's just over $200, which might sound like a lot, but if 50 people put down $5 a month,
You get
that would
250.
resolve our financial worries overnight.
Well, it'd give you more than that's more than $200. In fact.
$5. What can you buy these days for $5?
Well, stop.
And yet, that $5 can be a life-changing thing if enough people give it. No amount is too small when it comes to crowdfunding. Every $1, $2, or $3 helps towards that goal. It is doable. I know. We've done
It's doable. Giving me money is fucking doable. What is actual just
it
no
before.
shame?
We just need to build back
Hello.
to that.
Hope you're doing well.
Thank you, Videograms. I'm doing well. Everyone Father Salvo, please. We've done it before, but too many of you hit financial difficulties.
Point.
And it began to affect me.
It should also be mentioned that those who donate $10 or more will get their username in the credits of every video whilst they're a patron,
A scarlet
and those who
letter.
give $20 or more will have their name read out loud by myself.
Oh God,
personally.
please no.
So that's a great way for you to make your permanent mark on the channel's legacy, a way for you to say that you did your part during the community's darkest hour.
The community's darkest hour?
Outside of this video, I'm going to start pushing Patreon more, both in videos and on social media. There's been a
Thank you, Hiroshima. I will now be able to eat in my downtime. I'll now be able to consume sustenance as a luxury that makes life worth living. Ooh. I'm gonna eat a lot of food tomorrow. A lot of little bits of food. Like Monday and Tuesday are recording days. I have a ton of shit to taste. Meh.
_has
Thank
just
you,
donated
Fergit.
£10.
Appreciate
I'm
it.
donating this to you out of spite.
Look, thank you very much, but I am not going to start HRT. Okay? You can't make me. Essence of thoughts, promises, and claims of what they're going to do with the money do not apply to me receiving your money, to be clear.
little hesitancy over this in the past, but again, I cannot live under the current system. Something needs to give, and I'd rather swallow my pride than end my career.
Something needs to give. Don't call your viewers things. My viewers need to give.
I also need you to start sharing our videos more often. Whenever we post, maybe just think of one thing you learned, or your answers to the questions at the end, and post that to social media alongside a link to the video.
Fucking trans Andrew Tate over here.
The more people who become a part of our community, the easier it becomes.
MLM, but the next step down don't even get anything, and then the next step get even less, and then
to reach our goal. I'm open to any and all suggestions on how to boost viewership. I've been trying to make things a little more casual across the last few videos, something I felt was lost at the end of 2019.
The content of your video is one of the smallest parts in improving viewership. If the people who are already watching you like what you're doing, and you've got like good view time numbers and stuff, it's probably more to do with which topics, what the thumbnail is, what the title is, more than anything else. If you wanna pump it up. What would their version of Hustlers University be? Just HRT University? That's not very creative, though. I don't feel good about that one. That one's not very creative. Kind of lame, in fact, I would suggest.
So please, share any suggestions for things I can change, or even ideas for topics you think could draw people in, either down below, or you could always message me privately via our Discord server, which will be linked in the video description
I'm okay, thanks.
down
I will
below.
not be going there.
Please, help me make 2025 the year that Essence of 4 returns to its fully functioning state. Give me security so that I can best serve our community, particularly those largely ignored. We can make that happen. Together.
Holy fucking shit.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to what I had to say. And an especially big thank you to our patrons, like the people currently shown on screen. Your support is what allows us to
Damn. Keir Starmer?
do what we do. In particular, we'd like to thank the following people: Matthew Kovac, Flynn, and Higgins the Seagull. And for myself,
If I dropped 25 fucking bucks to get you to say my name and you said Higgins is evil, I want a refund. Say it again.
Edita and Levi, take care now.
Alright. This person also has a video called Should Leftist Creators Keep Earnings Hidden, or Should Leftists Hide Their Patreon Earnings? Audio recorded on the 1st of April. Interesting. Stop. Let me scroll up. What's the argument or point of this going to be? What is going to be suggested? Is it going to be hide how much money you make so that the rightoids can't say, you're a socialist, but you make $1 billion a month on Patreon? What is it going to be? Or is it going to be or is the point going to be there should be transparency so the audience is aware, or?
Hi there, my name's Ethel Thurston, she, her, they, them, and today we'll be discussing whether or not leftist creators should be hiding their Patreon earnings. This is something I commented on in the past, but I've never really gone into any sort of detail about the matter and why we do things the way we do here at Essence of 4, so I thought I might as well do a quick video covering just that, whilst I wrap up some large
£526 a month. Damn, I fucking wish. I wish. Getting crushed on the Patreons.
larger projects. But first, a little background. Patreon is a crowdfunding site that was launched in 2013, and it was a game changer for hundreds of thousands of artists. Whilst, for the most part, it offered many of the same features seen on previous crowdfunding sites, like tiered rewards on Kickstarter, Patreon set itself apart by building itself around a subscription-based payment system as opposed to a once-off payment. This meant a contributor, a patron,
Neko, I think I could pull it off if my voice wasn't so recognizable.
could support
I would be outed like that.
a creator for as long as they enjoyed their art, being charged either monthly or for each published piece, depending on which method the creator opted to use. This change was simple yet brilliant for several reasons. For a start, giving on Patreon was generally safe
Yada yada yee.
at any point.
Blah
They
blah
couldn't
blah.
just cash in and run off with the money like so many had done on previous crowdfunding sites, reducing the overall risk involved,
Like one of you guys would find me in no time.
making people more likely to support unknown artists. This went on to offer said artist a relatively stable source of income,
I have to
something
go
that was
faster.
groundbreaking for those who lacked the
I want to
numbers
hear what
finance
their
themselves.
argument about whether they should or not is.
Like ad revenue
It better not just be, it's up to the person. That's all that matters. Because I'm going to
all the
feel,
renowned who pull brand deals.
I'm going to feel screwed.
So in all, everyone seemed to benefit from the change, including myself. I can still recall my very first month, May of 2014, consisting of a healthy $47.
I think your
Trust me,
first month
that's
mogs
pretty good
me.
compared to AdSense, especially considering how it was my first month using the service. Yet even then, I had no idea just how important Patreon would go on to become. By the time I finished university and moved to India to be with Aditya,
Okay, so it is India. You are in India. That's why the minuscule income can work.
it was my primary source of income, earning us $471 a month. It's that support that not only put a roof over our heads and food on our table, but allowed Aditya to take a year sabbatical to recover from the trauma she had suffered during the year we were separated.
Oh,
So I
okay.
am well and truly aware of just how important Patreon is as a creator. I am blessed by just how supportive people have been of the channel. That said, I can't deny that I catch myself eyeing people who hide their Patreon earnings with suspicion.
Oh,
particularly
okay.
When it's people espousing leftist ideals.
Okay. I want to know how much you're getting. I want to know how much you're getting. So I can fantasize about me getting my slice of that pie.
So I took some time to reflect on why that is, and the main reason I came back with boils down to the sense of trust that has been placed in me as a creator. Being a creator of any kind is a privilege, one I've been given as a leftist on the promise that I'll spend my time learning about and promoting a better world. Now, the focus of that work differs from creator to creator, even among leftist circles. I think it's pretty obvious where most of my passion lies, with the LGBT plus community.
Yeah, okay.
But there's still an essential understanding of the horrors of capitalism that comes with being a leftist, and it's that knowledge that makes me feel like I owe it to those who have entrusted me with this privilege to be as transparent as possible.
Okay.
People's money is finite, there's only so much to go around, and people are already being exploited under capitalism. So
Where'd
it makes
this
sense that
energy
your average
go?
person has to be careful about how much money they can give, which leads many to budget which creators say can
This is from the September 2024 drop-off, by the way.
and cannot support. One of the pieces of information used to reach an informed decision about where that money would best be spent is how much any particular creator is earning. Yes, I have no doubt that there are people who don't care about this in the slightest.
Okay.
They just know they like someone, so that's who gets the money. Those are not the people I'm talking about. They're not affected by this information being public or not.
Something might get missed in this video. Some people might go, this person's making enough, I'll give it somewhere else. I'll give it to you, Essence of Thought! I'll give it to you! I was gonna give it to fucking Mr. Bread Hat, I don't know. But he's earning enough, I'll give it to you, Ethel, I'll give it to you, because I can see how much they're earning. That's the only reason you don't have more money, because I couldn't see how much they have. But I would suggest there are far more people who view things like Patreon earnings as the power level of the person they like, and they're happy to get that power level as high as possible. Guy I like, huge e-penis, massive income. My guy, the best, strongest leftist.
But for a lot of people, including myself, figuring out who would most benefit from our support is part of our decision when giving to others. So when someone opts to hide that information, I feel like they're making it more difficult for people to make an informed decision about who to support with what little money they can spare.
This is neurotic.
Subsequently, due to many people preferring to err on the side of caution, I feel like hiding your earnings, masking how well off you are financially, acts as a means of pressuring people to send you money. That it might push people to do so, people who wouldn't have done such had the information been public.
Not showing Patreon numbers is pressuring people. You feel uncomfortable with the pressure of not showing how much you're getting on Patreon. Jump forward a year, and you're telling people, my videos save lives. If I don't get more money, I'll go away. Implying people will die if you don't give money to Essence of Thought. That kind of pressure, though, you're cool with it. All right.
And whilst it might be a coincidence, I get the sense that the people doing so know this to some degree.
Ooh.
Because it's not lost on me how practically all of the original BreadTubers, the ones that emerged post-Gamergate, the largest leftist creators on YouTube, do this. It seems like they all reached a certain size before deciding to hide how much they earn. A part of me can't help but wonder if they're doing so because of the obscene amount they earn. With the low-end estimates on some of them being $20,000 to $30,000 US a month, that's $240 to $360 annually. Numbers that would turn away a sizable chunk of new patrons. Now,
Would
to
they?
be clear,
Would it? I don't know if you can hide the number of paying contributors. I think people are aware that these people are making a fucking load of money.
Artists, creators, whatever you want to call us, should be able to thrive, not just survive. Artists, creators, whatever you want to call us, should be able to thrive, not just survive. What that will mean will depend on the creator and where they live.
Not too much if I'm not getting mine.
$1,000 a month would be a life changer. I'd not only be able to survive, but I'd be able to live comfortably. That plus Adita's income might even be enough to look into buying an apartment for ourselves, freeing us from the hell that is landlords. That said, that won't be true for everyone, especially those living in the global north. They'll need to earn several thousand a month just to stay afloat, and again, I do think they should be able to do more than simply survive. They should be able to thrive whilst doing the important work they do.
Important.
But even if you live in one of the most expensive cities in the global north, you do not need $20,000 to $30,000 a month. That's just obscene, and that's the low-end estimate for some of these people. That's assuming an average pledge of $1 to $2, when it's more...
This is someone just fantasizing about all those Patreons going down by 10 grand and being funneled over to them.
Likely to be around the $5 mark, at least in my experience, meaning we're talking closer to $100,000 to $150,000 a month. That is ridiculous, and again...
Damn, who should all the money that's above the line you consider what they need go to, Ethel?
This money is being drawn out of people already suffering under capitalism, which is why I feel like it's taking advantage of a group of people who have already been taken advantage of. Now, you might say, well, we don't know how that money is spent. Some larger creators are known to hire teams of people to help them. And you know what? You're absolutely right. But those creators are often open about the fact that they hire other people, meaning that's something potential patrons can factor in when deciding who to pledge to. A good example of this is James Stephanie Sterling, who, when you go to their Patreon page, has their earnings public, which is something I really admire about them. By having this information public, James Stephanie Sterling is empowering their patrons. Another secondary reason I side-eye the practice is that part of me feels like the act of hiding what we earn is just antithetical to basic leftist praxis. Like, unions have spent decades fighting to defend the right of workers to discuss their pay, only for leftist figures to hide that information. And
I don't think workers were fighting for the right to have to tell the world how much they're being given. So it doesn't quite... I'm not seeing that clash.
Whilst I realise that it's a different set of circumstances,
the
wage thing is to make sure nobody is being ripped off more than anyone else, I still feel we should be open about what we earn in a show of solidarity with said wage workers. Since we as leftists want to normalise talking about wages in public, how about those of us who don't have to fear reprisal?
Hey, Ethel. They make 20 grand a month now. Let's say they fall off and then make nothing. Self-employment, baby. Self-employment. You gotta get it while the getting's good. Because you might not get it next year. I see that since you put this video out, you learned that lesson.
The first step in doing so. The last thing I want to mention here, and this is just to make my intentions clear, this is not a rallying cry to start kicking down the doors of creators who hide their income, merely the start of what I hope will become a genuine conversation as leftism continues.
I just think they're evil fake leftists who get too much money shouldn't have it. And are exploiting you. They're exploiting the vulnerable into giving them money when they wouldn't if they had that information. This isn't, incitement. It's just
to evolve in the era of the internet. That's why this video is a little looser than my usual pieces. I don't consider myself to have any sort of solid conclusion, just a few concerns I feel the need to air.
Glad you made this video.
It's possible that I'm simply missing something, that there are other reasons, potentially good reasons, for hiding one's Patreon earnings. But if so, nobody has bothered explaining those reasons, which is part of why I'm creating this video.
Reason 1. None of your fucking business.
I'm not looking for a fight, just questioning the way certain people are doing things. The moment this video goes out, someone might comment on this video with a really good explanation as to why it's a good idea to hide Patreon earnings, but as much as that's a possibility, I can't base my worldview around a hypothetical. All I can do is post on the matter,
what if men could be women?
Opening up discussion, leading to what is hopefully a healthy conversation. Though what do you think? Can you come up with any
$5 Superberry? Harmful Opinions has sacrificed his mind and body for this channel to save the autism community. Respect, comrade.
The autism community doesn't need saving. Everyone else needs saving from it.
Reasons why someone might hide their Patreon earnings? Are there any other issues with hiding earnings that you can think of? What factors do you use when deciding on who to support? Did you notice anything I missed? If so, let me know in the comments down below. And if you appreciate what we do here and want to help out, please consider becoming one of our wonderful patrons who...
What do we have here? What are your thoughts and why? I do agree very much. I agree. I agree. What else do we have? I want to hear this person talk about money. Going ad-free through Patreon 6 years ago. Okay. Wait a second. What's the deal in this? You were talking about no, they went back on this because they have AdSense. Hang on, wait. Unless they didn't promise no AdSense. I want to know what this promise is. Let's see. I'm curious now. Here's the deal. What's the deal? The fair use opening screen.
Hello there, it's me again, Peter /Ethel, and yeah, I'm here to talk to you about my hopes to make this channel
Pierce/Ethel.
ad-free.
What?
I've been working on this channel now for 7, heading on 8 years. It'll be 8 years in September to be precise.
Gotcha.
And over that time, my entire outlook on what I do here and
Chat chill. Don't discriminate against this person of jaundice. Thank you.
how
for the
important
bits.
it is has shifted. When I started, I was just heading into college and it was just a hobby. But since then, the channel has grown to support me financially
I think the flag on the right is lesbianism or bisexuality or something.
throughout my university years, and since I finished university, has gone on to become my full-time job. As many of you know, I live in India to be with Edita, who sadly hasn't got a job offer in the UK and thus cannot be with me over there. So YouTube has been a little lifesaver in that regard. We make enough money between Patreon and AdSense to get by, most months. You see, whilst Patreon has been relatively stable,
Video talking about full-time YouTubing that gets less than 1k views is horrifying.
as an income, only fluctuating mildly, AdSense does not share the same disposition. Our income there ranges anywhere from £50 up to £300 a month, depending on how many
Let's
of my
go.
videos are flagged as not advertiser friendly. And that fucking sucks. It sucks not only for me and Edith,
Yeah, for me that would be catastrophic.
Opinions is my
Kawanoa, thank you very much.
in
What
that
is
it
that
makes
flag
budget
supposed to be in the back?
There's a trans one and whatever the right one is, which I think it's
incredibly
lesbian or bisexual.
hard, but it sucks for both of us and you, the viewers, in that we have to start making calls about how many potentially controversial videos we can produce a month. For those of you who
Gotcha.
don't know how the YouTube demonetization system works, it's an automated algorithm which locates certain controversial terms or themes in all the metadata, so that's the video's title, the description, the tags, and the thumbnail, as well as
Is that even a trans flag? Yeah, I remember the trans flag because it's the way you remember what the trans flag is it's two genders protect the white race. It's blue and pink on either side with white in the middle.
by utilizing YouTube's automated captions to see what's said in the video. If some unknown quantity or combination is reached, that video is deemed not advertiser friendly and is partially demonetized. You can still place ads on your video, though the sort of ads, if any, that appear
Thanks
on
for
your video
explaining.
are limited. You can also appeal the process, but that's not great either. And from my personal experience, the AdSense I receive from a partially monetized view is around a quarter to a third of a fully monetized one. So not that great considering
Just
that
tell
a
me about your
monetized
ads
view
policy.
wasn't worth a lot to begin with. And whilst I love to say that I don't care about the money and that I'll say whatever I want, the reality is both Edita and I like to eat. Not to mention pay the rent to put a roof over our head. I can't just turn my ads off and live off Patreon.
Okay.
Not
Unless-
currently.
Oh,
Which is where you come in. We are currently sat at $564 a month.
oh, okay. So it would be. Is it going to be if I get $1,000 a month, I'll turn off ads? Is that what the promise
Just
is going
over
to be?
£400. If we can double that income, we can
Yeah, there we
completely
go.
remove the need to monetize our
Okay,
videos
okay.
via AdSense and at least make enough to subsist. Now, this is not a long-term solution, but I realize that my end goal of making $2,200 a month is a little steep considering the size of the channel. But I feel that the number of ads we have to put on videos just to make enough money to get by is not only a turn-off for people, it has us actively police our own content. So here's the deal. If we can make it halfway, so that's $1,100 a month,
Just do some mobile game ads.
we will remove all ads from our videos on YouTube for at least a year. After the first payment of $1,100,
Okay. That didn't work. They're not breaking any promises because the viewers did not get them there. Do you have anything else? Do you have anything else? I was going to say anything else important. Of course there isn't anything else important. Discovering meaning in life as an atheist. Oh, that's going to be some cringe. No, you can't make this video. A few tips and tricks for speaking whilst recording. Ethel. No, not you. Not you. Not from you. Not from you. Not seeing anything too fun. Not seeing anything too fun. What if I search money? And let me do some tricky business, boys and girls. I'm gonna do some tricky business. Let's have a look at every time they've mentioned Patreon. They were trying to make the channel ad-free for a while, but never pulled it off. I'm just getting all their Patreon plugs. Nothing too interesting. What if I search money? Blah, blah, blah. And let me try one more thing with their channel. Just quickly. I probably won't find anything fun, but just in case, let me have a look at your unlisted videos. Are these actually all unlisted? Is this actually unlisted? This person has a lot of fucking unlisted videos. Oh, so they were a full-on, like, Reddit atheist channel. Like, hardcore. 13th August 2014. Crazy Christian teenager is a real prick, #2. What do we have in your unlisted? There is a lot! How fucking many is this? Very critical of Muslims. How many are shown per page here? Do you want some vintage Reddit atheist gold mine? Is this one unlisted? Is that them? Essence of Thought, I can see unlisted videos. So, like, if your video's unlisted, it's not hidden, just to be clear. Just so people know. People don't know this, do they? Unlisting videos doesn't hide them, just so you know. This outro is so good.
Greetings, people of YouTube. It's me again, and this time I'll be doing a video response to YouTube user ZWeemer's 100s video.
Oh, is this like pre-trans content? Is that why it's hidden?
The Flying Spaghetti Monster and the Invisible Pink Unicorn Atheist Arguments. This video opens up with Z talking about the argument of the FSM and the Pink Unicorn as used both by high-running atheists such as Richard Dawkins and your average rational university student.
I don't know if I can watch this, it's too slow.
He just takes the biscuit.
And it's a very silly statement to make. Very, very silly. In fact, it's unbelievably silly. First of all, it's not an argument. There is no evidence been presented in that argument that isn't an argument. So it's not even an argument. No evidence.
Lame. It's just typical. Typical. It's not juice. There's no juice. Calling... What is this? What is this? Cartoonist leaflet in Norway and call out to atheist gamers.
Greetings and welcome, viewers. I know it's been a while since I've been on camera, etc., but here I am. So I'm going to kind of divide this video into two little bits. First of all, I'm going to be going over something that I got in Norway, which was a little leaflet I got in the toilets at IKEA, and it was called Something in Common. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. Now, when I first came across this, I thought it was just, you know, an anti-bullying leaflet, etc., because I knew Norway has quite an anti-bullying thing. And then, of course, I found it odd.
I want to see the call-out to atheist gamers.
Several pages in, and we've got the threat of hell. Make sure I'm going to the right side this time. God, the Holy Ghost, came upon...
Okay, you're just reading little... Okay. Okay. This gives me an idea, though. Let me have a peep at something else. I'll sort by old to new. Is this hidden? Horny, angry, and clueless Christians. What else do we have? Transphobia addressed? Yours or someone else's? What is this?
Hey guys, I know it's been a while, but anyway, I'm back. Well, kinda. I'm not appearing on camera as I wanted to create this video quickly, and there will hopefully be one with me actually in it on Sunday, as I've got some neat stuff to show off. Anyway, what I'm here to discuss today is really this thing that's been going on due to a controversial post created with the intention to portray a segment of our population as being perverted, and through that trying to endorse hatred and stigmatism. Now I can put the image up, and the issues are underlined with red. The issue with the image as a whole is this whole notion that it's going attempting to tell the individual what they want, as well as the language use, such as mutilation and fetish. Even the title, So You Want to Be a Little Girl, ?
The deliberate choosing of little girl as opposed to a number of neutral terms like female instantly puts a thought into the viewer's mind, which then, put alongside with the other language, doesn't fare so well. So there's no
Sharp
true
rhetorical
denying that
analysis.
there's something messed up with this picture. It doesn't discuss a section of a group merely making blanket assertions on what transgender people are and want, and by doing so is attempting to paint them in said way which only fuels the already existing piles of transphobia.
This is insanely boring.
By justifying it on the whole basis of they're really just perverted bastards who only want this for sex, which is pretty much the same message as its image. Now there's also the issue of where it was posted. It was put on the Wipe Out Transphobia page, a collection of individuals who have grouped together, both trans and non-trans, to stand up against the issue with the image. Malporet God created a video response, which we'll be going over now.
Hey guys, Dagron here, and I'm coming to you guys today with a video about... Well,
the fucking Dreamcast!
To address a little issue with one of my friends, his waifu, as he pronounces it.
The Elder Scrolls map behind him.
Recently posted a message to a transphobic...
Is that what I'm seeing? Or it could be a slug.
Webpage or page, and his friend is receiving a lot of hate for it, so I decided to delve in and look at it and see what's going on. Now, I looked at this message, I read the picture, and the picture is...
Okay, it's insanely dull, but I feel like there's got to be something in here. There must be. I refuse to believe that there isn't. Is this listed or unlisted? This is unlisted. Answer. Holy. Ready for vintage cringe? Are you prepared? Answering questions white men have for SJWs by the amazing atheist et al. One of three. I remember this. I don't remember what was in it. I don't know that I watched it, but I remember.
Why do you claim to speak for LGBT people, women, and ethnic minorities, but when LGBT people, women, and ethnic minorities disagree with you, you harass them?
I haven't heard such an assertion-charged question since a theist last asked me, if there is no God and life is meaningless, why do you bother living? So in unpacking it, let's first identify what it is you mean by harass. Since you are talking about
evil, harmful opinions be like red brain.
The response most LGBT plus individuals, women, and people of colour have to the few that agree with you, I assume we can rule out homophobia, transphobia, sexism and racism, and the many forms it often takes, such as rape and death threats, which seem to be one-sided. What this leaves us with is mass critique, one of the flimsiest definitions of harass, but it is one nonetheless. As for speaking for LGBT plus people, women, and ethnic minorities, I have never seen an SJW, as you put it, make such a claim.
Anthony
We're often
Fantano?
far more aware of the... You are exacerbating that issue.
What are you afraid will happen when you leave your safe space?
Well, there are any number of things to be afraid of. Verbal harassment is one, and yes, I mean verbal threats, including those of violence and rape, not simply people disagreeing with us. Then we have physical assault, rape, murder. Yeah, those things won't happen every time we take a step out of one, but
Not
it
every
happens
time.
too often. That is key.
Dusty,
Safe spaces are a place to relax, to heal.
There are 13% more women in college right now than men. So if the whole goal of feminism is equality, shouldn't we have some men-only scholarships in order to equal everything out?
I have a better question. Why, if far more women go into university, do women still get paid less on average, especially women of colour? You could argue lack of aspiration, but the unreferenced statistic you just gave refutes that point entirely.
This is... It's fun for Family Guy purposes. It's fun for, I recognize that person. It is not fun in substance. These videos are not fun in substance. God damn it. What else do we have? These thumbnails are nuts. They have entire paragraphs on them. Filters. Hang on, duration, views, likes, uploaded. Okay. We have videos from 2024. Wait a second. What is this unlisted shit? Apparently they made a boo-boo in their research. Ooh. Wait, this is about Vicky Thompson. Vicky Thompson is the person they said they stood up for when no one else would. This is unlisted. The description is full of corrections and updates. It's been brought to our attention that the supposed cis woman at the center of this video is in fact a trans man.
Sister Godiva has become a member. The concept of danger and harm is so watered down.
Thank you, Sister Godiva. It has been brought to our attention that the supposed cis woman at the center of this video is in fact a trans man, a fact that was seemingly only made available via a single source. We are currently deciding how to proceed with regards to this video. Number 2, we have updated the title, still figuring out how to go forward. Updated the transcript and pinned comments with correction log. Unlisted the video to allow those who already have a link the ability to find out what happened whilst preventing YouTube from promoting the video further. Have deleted all official promotional posts. We'll do an assessment of what happened. What happened before reworking the video based on said information. Nine years after the tragic and preventable death of Vicky Thompson, a 21-year-old trans woman, we're seeing the same horrific decisions that led to her death being made again, this time sending cis women to male prisons for masculine features. Oh god, they made a 21-minute video raging out that a trans man, like a person who's trans and identifies as a man, was sent to a male prison. Oh no, essence of thought! Oh, God.
We can always tell. If you spent any sort of time in or around the trans community, you've likely heard the saying uttered by anti-trans fascists. It's the assertion that...
They apparently do streams. Research, by the way. You want me to search if they've ever said the phrase harmful opinions? I can do that. No problem. They have never... In anything that is indexed on Filmot, they have never said the phrase harmful opinions, although with their enunciation it might just be the case that it was never
This story was broken by The Telegraph, who reported that the unnamed woman was sent to HMP Perth in Scotland, where she was kept overnight even after the legal system realised its error. As the Telegraph source told the paper, quote, "This is a complete embarrassment for everyone involved. Taking a female to a male prison and leaving her there is a shocker. An assumption was made, based on someone's appearance and not much else. Gender in the prison system has become such a hot topic."
And then apparently this person turned out to be, turned out to actually be trans and wanted to be treated as a man. Unless they messed up as well. Who knows what's real? Would have expected them to do a bit more research. If I can't even trust them, don't worry. If they fuck up, they will simply hide the video. Okay. I don't even know if their correction is correct. What else do we have? Interesting. They stream but unlist their VODs, apparently. Just like I do. They have a bunch of unlisted 2021 videos. What is it? TTA? Oh, they have an archived copy of a Xanderhole video. Essence of Thought versus Xanderhole. This is probably a tech support video. This is probably a video they made to show someone something going wrong. Okay. All right. There's no reason to see this, but there you go. Good old Sony Vegas. It's what I use. Do the anti-Semitism one. Please, Uncle Harmful, can we have an anti-Semitism? Since you asked so nicely. The anti-Semitism of the anti-trans movement. Oh, it's like a I guess it's a live stream. Or a clip from their live stream.
I think that means we finally can get round to the main topic of tonight, which is, of course, the anti-Semitism in the anti-trans movement. I feel sorry for our guest here, who's just currently sitting out for now. So
it's completely fine. I'm just listening in.
Yeah, it's not a scripted video. So all those TTA ones are unlisted because they don't want them shitting up their feet, I guess. I do the same. Computer, Christian Scientist, blah, blah, blah. So there are a bunch of unlisteds in 2021, which are stream clips. A Xander Hall archive in 2020. A couple little things in 2019. And then the rest unlisted are 2017 and back and are just an absolute fucking shit ton of like Reddit atheist videos. And I'm not... Okay. They have another channel called Essence of Media. But their channel Essence of Media has no content on it. Unless it's all unlisted. What is Essence of Media? Let's go. Essence... If it's even... Essence of Media. Okay. Unlisted videos. Let's see if they... Hello. Ah, they privated it. Okay. At one point, Essence of Media had an unlisted video called "Does Elsa Really Need a Girlfriend?" It was 8 minutes long, but now it's privated, so we can't see it. Now it's privated, so we can't see it. What a shame. Check out the future of their channel as of 2017.
Hi there everyone, this is Peter/Effie here, and this video is a bit different. You might have been able to tell that already. So yes, this video is not going to be a typical response video like I've been doing. This is an update video. We're going to take you through some of the things that will be changing over the next several months because there's a lot going to be happening. Let's start with the elephant in the room, not that I'm calling her an elephant in any way.
Yeah, very rude.
This is my wonderful partner Udita, and
very rude.
Many of you have probably heard about her. I know some of you have probably watched the video that was done by her and the other one, that was 2 videos. So Udita is going to start taking on a more active role with the channel as content manager. So I'm just going to hand over to her and let her discuss her role a little bit.
Hello everyone. Okay. I've already been involved with the social media side of things. As some of you know, I am already handling the Instagram page of our channel. We post things that are relevant to our channel over there. In addition to that, I will also be handling some of the comments in the YouTube channel. I mean, as our channel is growing, so are the comments, and it's a little too much for one person to handle.
I can't keep responding to every single comment individually, so we sort of need some help.
Just
but that's
don't.
not all. You're not just picking up the slack. You also
No. I may also be
just don't do it.
Producing my
This was 8 years ago. Presumably they've learned that you just don't do that.
Own content. I've already done like a couple of videos last year, but that had to take a back burner because I fell ill. Then I
had my dissertation as well.
Yes,
you didn't have the materials. It was having recorded over in India, being sent here, and I had to then edit everything. And just with my dissertation, with my own stuff, etc., I just couldn't juggle all the different things.
Yeah, so
okay.
Which kind of leads on to the next thing, which is the fact that I've completed my university. That's 4 years up now. It is quite interesting, you know. When I started university, I had no idea what I was going to go and do, but now I'm sort of set.
Just insanely boring. What a good way to spend my time. We have food drama. Should we wrap up with the crumb of food drama? Because Lucky Bee's going to be doing her hair because it's Sunday. So she's not going to be around to hang out with after the stream. So maybe we can check out Brooke Bellamy called out by ex-employees in viral bake talk drama. My true passion, eating food. To be clear, my passion isn't cooking. I dabble in home cooking a little bit, but my true passion in life is eating things. It's what I like to do. Does anyone else enjoy consuming sustenance? If you do, this video may potentially be relevant to you.
Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so sorry, once again, Mike the Mike. Putting him here as a little tribute, but he is still out of commission.
Okay. Little Blue Yeti. Except it's pink. Didn't know they did them in different colours.
I went and I got several attachments which I thought would please Mike the Mike, but he was not pleased. By tomorrow, Mike the Mike should actually want to work because I believe I've actually got the right thing. I wanted to come back today to discuss a part 2 to what I spoke about a couple videos ago now. It's the feud that's been going on between two Australian cooks. Nagi's definitely a cook, 110%. Brooke Bellamy is more so known for her baking. Like Brookie's Bakehouse or something.
This is too esoteric. You make food, you're a cook. You do it professionally, you're a chef. There we go. That's enough. That's enough.
She had these viral cookies. Everyone was screaming and shouting about them.
I'm in Brisbane for one day and I pretty much had one goal when I got here, and it was to try Brookie Bakehouse for the first time.
Are Brookies just brownie cookies?
So it's 8 a.m.
Baking is fucking different. Yeah, it's for people. Baking is for people who want to cook but have no soul. So they engage in a more scientific form of cooking.
Let's go try it. Oh my god, we're almost there.
Because they do not have a chef's spirit, and so they must rely on measurements.
Let's go. Here they are, the famous cookies. They also have the cookie.
I'm gonna pop a blood vessel. I hate you now.
Space Day. I love your TikTok. You watched my video? Yes, I do. Oh my god. It's still warm, fresh out the oven.
All right.
Salted caramel.
I gotta tell you, I have no idea what this drama is gonna be. Are the Brookies good?
A lot less doughy than the chocolate one, which I feel like with the flavors go so much better together also. And finally, the chocolate chip cookie. Crunchy on the outside, but like super doughy, gooey on the inside.
Last week, okay, Brooke had basically been alleged.
I like chewy cookies. Wait, babe, you told me about the drama a while ago. I forgot about it.
Plagiarizing
Forget about
Nagi's recipes. There was a baklava and there was also a caramel slice.
Baklava? How do you plagiarize baklava?
And the thing is...
And you suggested it might be worth a look? I forgot.
A lot of people were saying, yeah, well, they're just, you know, caramel slice. Like, come on, like...
Or maybe I got this from you. It was in my list of shit to look at. Maybe I just put it in the document and forgot.
Surely they're going to be fairly similar. It actually transpires that Nagi had actually written a mistake once upon a time and then had to go back and re-edit it. Otherwise the recipe wouldn't taste exactly the same.
And was the mistake stolen?
And in Brooke's version, it was identical with the mistake.
Oh, okay. Caught. All right, caught. Easy.
Took to her Instagram where she was basically saying that she feels really hurt, that this was a direct plagiarism attempt, and they've got lawyers involved. It is a huge mess.
Please stop the trolling.
That's an amazing soundbite.
Now, I know I've made serious allegations, but this does not justify the personal attacks that I've seen online.
Serious allegations? You stole my baklava recipe. Serious? It's wrong. It's wrong. Fuck her for just lifting it 1-1 from you without credit or whatever. Trying to profit off it, maybe even. You didn't make a serious allegation.
Against Brooke Bellamy. I do not support it, and I'm asking you to stop.
It's gone on. We've actually had ex-employees who have taken to Reddit, some of who have actually confirmed, he provided proof.
You should see Coffee Drama. Oh, I don't have Discord open. We can look at some virgins as well. Oh. Do you guys like virgins? Bam. Lucky Bees made a highlight reel of one of the characters. Of one of the participants, I should say. It's reality TV.
Of being employed by Brooke Bellamy with pay slips that have been, you know, X and X so that you can't see all of their details. And I went down a bit of a rabbit hole with this one because, as it turns out, she's not just being accused of plagiarism. She's also
that video puts me off her food. She's the foul dung eater now to me forever. You made a food video in the poo poo cave.
Accused of hostile work environment, of unsanitary ways of keeping and handling food and all that jazz. Basically being a bit of a tyrant to work for. And some of these examples, as we're going to go through, included
typical baker.
Included not letting anyone have any rest time, having a go at staff if they went to the toilet.
She lets the bread rest, but not the staff. She lets the dough rest even. Staff aren't allowed to poop, and she absolutely covers her workspace with shit. What a hypocrite.
As we're going to go through, allegedly included not letting anyone have any rest time, having a go at staff if they went to the toilet, picking food up off the floor and serving it to customers, having a lot of flies around food. Some of this can kind of be testified for when you go onto the Google reviews.
That's a bit weird. Super harsh task mistress who's okay with flies and dirt.
Of
That's a weird one.
Every day we open the doors to the bakery and there is a line up the street of...
Every day we open the door and thousands of flies come in.
People asking just...
because of all the shit I leave out on the counter.
Just for this one cookie.
This was just one...
These fat, underdone on the inside cookies are fucking disgusting. I agree, Siffy. Gross.
Two people, I'd be a bit like, yeah, well, everyone's just jumping on the bandwagon. But people have been like throwing up pay slips, kind of caught you guys up to speed if you're not already aware of who these two creators are. But Nagi is very much beloved in the community. She does all sorts of different types of food. She came on and she was basically just like...
Nagi from chat doxed.
Like, no, Brookie is stealing off of me. Brooke then responded with this, basically saying that she's been baking ever since she was...
I thought Nagi was a far-right Spanishman. Apparently, ethnic Asian Australian.
Was a little girl, and that she has been making caramel slices for forever and a day. Funnily enough, I did actually do a little bit of background detective work. I say detective work. I read some news articles about Brookie.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy Robinson. Serious political content creators saving the world. I'm doing research. Amy Robinson, someone talking about food drama, fucking honest and real. It's not really detective work. I read some news articles. Yeah, you read some fucking news articles, which is fine. And I respect you for not pretending that's deep research. Amy Robinson has my seal of approval as a human being. Please don't do anything horrible now that I've said that.
To determine, like, where does she come from? Now, Brooke was actually a travel blogger. She was a travel lifestyle person for a number of years, and she married into the Bellamy baby food. I don't know, I'll put them up here. Millions and millions and millions is what this company is worth. Some people are quoting, oh, they could have sold it for billions. I don't know, I'm not great with money or technology apparently. She did marry into the Bellamy baby food situation. Some people have
the baby food heiress
been saying, and I say some people, I mean in TikTok comments and on Reddit, but there have been kind of whispers on the street of people going like, you know, she had a lot of money thrown into this to give her a jump start into this, and she used her influence from her
if that's true, probably
booming social media career to you know, sell cookies and to start this business. No doubt that she doesn't love baking. That probably is extremely true if you're going to actually do it as a business. Way more opportunities than the average person would. Would her then taking shortcuts into taking other people's recipes, could that be possible?
But did anybody else follow Brooke back?
Well, you've got it dead to rights. If she ripped a recipe that had a mistake in it that makes it taste fucked, you just have her. Yes, she did that.
When she was like a full-time travel blogger back in like 2014, she was like one of the OG travel bloggers. I was obsessed with her.
2014 OG travel vlogger? You're 15 years old.
Content.
What do you mean OG?
Like, she was such an inspiration to me to like travel. It was before travel influencers were like really a thing. And
what are you fucking talking about?
She was like a full-time travel blogger. She released a book with Penguin. So this cookbook isn't her first book with Penguin. She released a travel book with Penguin. And I was like obsessed with her. And I just find like this whole idea that she's been developing these recipes like throughout her life really hard to believe, because how were you developing recipes when like you were like living out of a suitcase and you were traveling full time? I doubt you were like in your hotel trying to like perfect your and like develop your recipes. Like,
what is the state of the TikTok cooking commentary community?
I just find like that whole aspect of it really hard to believe.
I did find out that back in 2016 when she was traveling about, she had a baking business, basically like a shop, whatever it was. Put it up here. This week has not been particularly very good for Brooke before we get onto the former employees. She's been dropped by a girls entrepreneur program.
When did she marry into the baby food money? If she's fucking rich, she'll be doing whatever the fuck she wants while traveling, okay?
Ambassador,
all right.
Of which she was one of the ambassadors for girl entrepreneurs, as the title would suggest. There was the Australian Book Industry Awards, and Nagi and Brooke were actually going
I can't take that her name is Nargi.
each other for best illustrated cookbook or whatever.
Long-time chat member doxed.
And Nagi was
exposed as Asian Australian woman. This is him. He wasn't a Spanish guy this whole time.
Which is another, you know, blow at Brooke. She hasn't really come back to social media since this has all happened. Nagi did come on and she said, we've got to stop with the bullying, stop with the harassment, like this has just gone too far. But like I said in my last video, if you tell TikTok something, they are like a dog with a bone.
I know that this is just a very, very small percentage of people online. I know the majority of people are good, fun, normal people.
So now we're going to get on to what has been going on with the former employees.
Yes.
Okay. So the former employees, this started out
who were abused
I think
or whatever.
It was the pop culture subreddit, and they were talking all about what has gone on with Brooke, where they attached a link to another thread where they were talking and ex-employees were allegedly coming out. One of the screenshots was, I used to work at Brookie Bakehouse and worked very closely with Brooke. This was during the time she really shot to fame. My co-worker and I kept a list of things she would say or do. Here are a few. Underpaid her staff, would make workers work 12+ hour shifts, no overtime was paid. Workers were paid as kitchen hands but doing the job of a baker. We were told we weren't allowed to talk or go to the bathroom during busy periods. She used to say, money, this is how much it costs an owner every time someone goes to the bathroom. She once
I can't piss when I stream. Do you know how many donors I'm going to miss?
Threatened to fire an employee because she asked for a day off because her babysitter called in sick.
Based.
Would make us work so hard to get orders out and give us no time to clean. Hygiene was disgusting, huge fly problem.
Okay.
One even laid eggs in a cookie that got given to a customer.
Why did you let that happen? Did you just like watch the fly? You watched the cookie being bagged. The hygiene was so bad. I even had to feed a customer fly eggs. When did that scenario happen?
That is insane. That's actually one of my biggest fears is maggots. I can deal with a lot of creepy crawlies. I'm not really scared of much, but maggots is where I hard draw the line. You'd be hearing from my lawyer, right? If I had one, you'd be hearing from...
Well, they're not going to become maggots. Okay? They're not going to have the chance. You're going to digest those eggs.
From them if I found that in my cookie. Orders were shipped at 3 or 4 p.m, so we would start at 6 a.m, and we weren't allowed to take breaks until Ozpost would come at 3 or 4. That's 9 hours with no break running around. Complete disregard for the way...
Okay. I kind of don't care. If it's illegal, go after them legally.
She talks to employees. She once called an employee unkept. One worker complained...
Sounds like they probably were if it was such a shithole.
Of back pain because she was put on an industrial-sized mixer for 10 hours.
I know she means working on the mixer, as in using the mixer. I'm imagining as like punishment. You used the bathroom at 9 a.m. Get in the fucking mixer. She got so dizzy, man. She couldn't walk straight for days.
And Brooke said, it's not my fault they can't do their job properly. Called herself Hitler in relation to the way she manages staff.
That sounds like self-awareness. My boss called herself Hitler.
Yeah,
come on.
I don't think anyone should be doing that.
Amy, come on.
She would change staff timesheets and round the minutes hours down to pay them less. And this poster was asked, have you gone to Fair Work about this? This seems effed. They replied, everyone is too afraid to.
What do you think she's gonna do? Whack you?
She is very wealthy and has been doing this for years.
You're an ex-employee. She's not gonna fucking fire you.
Someone else replied, it seems that you have been collecting evidence, hopefully any written documents, payslips. This is still not okay. I would encourage you to still do so. They replied, yeah, we all have a lot of evidence. The reason no one has spoken up prior to this is because she was an extremely influential and popular person. If anyone had come for her, the 3 million followers would have...
Doesn't matter if you're going after her legally. I presume Fair Work is like a government agency or something? It's gotta be. And if you have evidence, you can make it a problem for her outside of her online sphere. Quite easily, with evidence. This is weird.
Have believed us. And someone else said, I noticed a trend when I worked there. All the girls working were very, very quiet and tired and seemed really scared.
Quiet and timid.
I was so confused why no one was speaking about not having breaks and working 8 to 10 hours without stopping. That's when I left. One girl seemed scared to take a moment to grab a drink, and that's when I realised I didn't want to work there anymore. Yeah, I have worked in some hospitality businesses where, yeah, you go at maximum like 10-minute break, but often you just run over because service was way too busy. Never again. Someone else said, none of this surprises me. I had a friend who also worked for Brookie and had similar stories. She had little...
Yeah, didn't try to save the other girls. Also, bear in mind, one of the ex-employee stories is a fly was laying eggs in a cookie that was fed to a customer. How would they know that happened? That means they watched a fly lay eggs in a cookie and let it be sold to a person. Sorry, you're on the hook too if that happened.
Respect for her staff and never gave positive feedback, praise. In it for the fame and success with little regard for those around her. My friend was concerned about the poor hygiene practices and poor quality of ingredients, like using cake mix for her B-Day cake, which retail at 120 plus. croissants and macaroons bought into bakery already made. When I go to a boutique bakery such as Brookie, I don't know, I kind of hope that the products are made from scratch, especially when there is a high price point. Yeah, I actually read
the fly egg salesman.
A Google review, and this was from a little while ago, of someone saying something quite similar, like it was cheap.
We went to the famous Brookie Bakehouse, and don't hate me, but I think it's a little bit overhyped. We got 2 cookies, 3
Yeah, no shit. They're fucking cookies.
macarons, and it cost us $26.40. And don't get me wrong, they did taste nice, but with all the hype, I just thought it was going to be amazing, like a party in my mouth.
Then you're retarded. You're paying to be able to make this video.
We went in the afternoon, so I don't know if they just weren't as fresh, and I wanted to love these so badly, but they
Yeah, if that fucking glob of sugar and shit was fresher, I'm sure it would taste totally different.
just did not live up to the hype for me. I'm so disappointed.
Then saw that lady's next video, and she was getting hounded at in the comment section, saying that she was being mean about Brooke's business and all of that kind of thing. And I think that there is definitely an element of, if you see an influencer, or you know, you've got someone you see on social media and they then open up a business, you cannot say anything negative about that business, otherwise people will just attack. And that is
Yeah, so what?
exactly what happened to this lady.
Yeah, of course. But like, that's fine.
So this person clearly didn't like my newest video. Honestly, guys, I'm not trying to bag out anyone's business. I love Brookie.
Go home, you whinging pom.
I love her content, hence why we went. All I was doing was leaving an honest review of the product that we received on that day. Brookie wasn't there, so I don't know if it was herself that made them. It was later in the day. Again, I don't know if that had anything to do with the cookies. But the products we...
Me going to Lucky Cat. I'm gonna go to Lucky Cat Manchester and review it for my food channel and say, yeah, whether it's good or bad, I'm gonna be like, I didn't see Gordon around. I'm not sure if he made it. I'm not sure if it was Gordon himself making my Peking duck. But that was really good. Or, you know, that was pretty bad.
We received were mediocre. They weren't amazing and they weren't terrible. And all I'm saying is that for the time that we spent travelling out of the CBD to get there and the price that we paid for the products, it just
KFC! I'm not sure the Colonel made this.
wasn't worth it, in my opinion. I'm not reviewing Brookie personally. I'm not reviewing her business as a whole. I'm just reviewing...
Did you just fucking rip one? Did she just do like a double rip
the
fart?
price that we paid for the products, it just wasn't worth it, in my opinion. I'm not reviewing Brookie personally. I'm not reviewing her business as a whole. I'm just reviewing the products that we received on that day. It's nothing personal.
It's the floor creaking, but man.
Before we carry on with the thread, I then found this on Instagram. Hi, former Brookie employee here too, though only for a short time. As someone who's worked at other hospo businesses for years, this was my shortest stint ever. I think that says enough about Brookie. Then someone else then chimed in. Ex-employee here, let me add a few things to the list. She treated her employees like property just because she was paying us. She once said a girl was being disrespectful to what she was paid simply because she took too long in the bathroom. She made you feel awful for chatting with customers because she'd rather you be making more cookies to sell.
Okay.
She would remind you how much it cost her if you made yourself a coffee during your shift. So yes, people were afraid to use the bathroom or even have a drink. She was disrespectful to others.
Making a coffee during shift.
We were even told not to help the postman carry...
I used to do like temp warehouse work. If I wanted a coffee, I got it in my break.
things to his van because
we had shit to fucking move.
That is his job. She sold cookies that had been dropped on the floor. We were told to use 1 pair of gloves per shift. Like I said, we do have people that have then come on and actually posted pay slips with everything axed out, you know, back up the things said in this thread and what other ex-employees say. I experienced and witnessed these same things. Not just that, we also have angry customers as well.
Oh,
so someone said, the fact that she has this much money behind her and couldn't refund me $60 for the brownies I ordered from her that got delivered with ants in them.
I think the problem's the employees. Who's making the cookies? The employees. The cookies are full of ants. The employees are like, yeah, all this shit we were making had fly eggs all up in them. Who made them? Fucking you! Who was selling them to people? You! She was just your boss.
And when
She should have... I almost said raped your ass. I mean, she should have reamed you out. For that, she should have been way harder on you.
Filed a chargeback with my bank, she lied to them in order to win. When I received the letter from my bank ruling in her favour, it included her evidence to support her claim, and none of it was true. I promptly provided my evidence proving that she lied, and then the dispute was ruled in my favour.
Did you put just like a bunch of ants on your cookies?
All she had to do was take some responsibility and refund my money. Instead, it ended up costing her an additional $25 as chargebacks cost the merchant money. From what the impression that I am getting with Brookie is that I feel that she obviously very, very money obsessed, which, you know, you kind of have to be to a certain degree if you have built a business like that. If you're making a lot of money on the backs of treating your employees and everyone around you like shit, then that is not good, and that's terrible business practices. I feel like that shouldn't even be said. I just don't understand it. Like, if you want to make money, you have to treat people around you nice. And also there's another thing about the food hygiene thing, the fly and the ants, and too many people telling these kind of stories, not in your food, like not in your cookies. That means they might have been in the cookie dough. I'm just not having it. Yeah, that is basically all I've got for you guys today. I am once again extremely sorry about...
Alright, what is it? Brooke Bellamy. That was an older video. Addresses allegations. Let's see her address it. 7 days ago.
Development this morning.
On TikToksy?
Month. I never subscribe to be a part of a narrative that pits two women against each other, especially...
she's fucked. Yeah, okay. I guarantee you she put the ants in there herself. I presume that's on TikTok. Let's go here. Pinned. There's a video with 2 million views. Is it this one?
Break between videos, but I've also never experienced...
God. If I try and use the volume booster on TikTok, it doesn't work.
3 years ago and sharing my life online, I've never had such a long break between videos, but
Can you hear
I've
this?
also never experienced something like I have over the last few weeks. All my life,
Can you turn on closed captions on TikTok?
dreamed of owning my own business, and because I love eating sweets and learning how to make them, I opened my bakery a few years ago. Before this, I was traveling the world in search of the best bakeries, and I have been so inspired and influenced by bakeries and bakers the world over. But the biggest inspiration in my life is my mum, because I learned to cook and bake with her in the kitchen growing up, and when I was invited to write a cookbook, I was really excited to share all of the recipes that I've been making since I was small. These recipes have been written down on paper, been handed to me by friends and family. They get passed down through generations. They get scaled up and scaled down in the bakery setting. And while all of these recipes are personal to me, I cannot say that I have invented the cookies, cupcakes, brownies, or cakes in the recipe book. They are all inspired from somewhere and someone before me.
Just fucking guilty. You stole that shit.
I never subscribe to be a part of a narrative that pits two women against each other, especially in the same industry.
If you copied her recipe and it had a mistake in it that fucked it up, it's pretty clear you got it from her. Because why would you make something that tastes like shit that's exactly the same as her thing that was fucked up in printing and tastes like shit?
think there's room for everyone, especially more women in business. So I guess that's all I'm gonna say about it, because food for me has and always will be inherently a shared experience. I love sharing my days in the bakery with people from all over the world who maybe one day dream of owning their own business or bakery, and part of that has been sharing the recipes that have shaped me and my career. So after a few weeks off to pause and reflect, it's time to get back into the bakery, because this is why I came here in the first place, to share my love for baking.
Now with 0 staff. I can't boost the volume. My fucking extension breaks TikToksy.
Me being accused of copying Nagi Maihashi's recipes.
Nagi Maihashi? Don't you Nagi? You better not be hashing my Nagi, boy. Boy. Got anything else? I like this. Brookie. Alright, has she posted anything on YouTube? This is her, right? Hi, I'm Brookie, a bakery owner. 1 month ago. Alright. She hasn't posted on YouTube as well. Brookie bakery scandal on TV! Okay. Let's filter by upload date. Yeah, TikTok is fucked for me when I want to stream it. Brookie's Cookies honest review. Alright, Life of Jono. Let's see how they are. Let's see how they are. High effort thumbnail for the girl down under.
Welcome everyone to the Life of Jono, the tasting food channels section of the channel. We had the McDonald's Hong Kong Chinese New Year taste test challenge that was get a bit of biscuit in there and
eat the damn cookie.
Filling.
Eat the damn cookie.
Sink it. Shout out Red Link.
I really like the biscuit on top. It really adds like a crunch to like the really.
Shut up,
cookie.
kid.
It's really nice.
Wow, I think
damn. The best part of this thing I paid a fortune for from the bakery is the fucking Lotus cookie that costs 2 cents they put on top.
Got a bit too much Biscoff paste in mine.
Yeah.
That's pretty dry.
It's child slop. It's child slop.
I mean, yeah, Biscoff has the classic Biscoff taste. I actually think it has little white chocolate chips in there as well.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. What do you give it out of 10?
Out of 10, right. First one. For me, Biscoff, it is nice, right, but it's not my favourite. So I'd probably give that. I don't want to go too high because...
If he gives it a 7, he doesn't get my subscription.
It's the first one.
Yeah, there's a lot more potential.
Okay, we'll go 5.
5. Good man. Alright. One last thing to look at. Real quick. My girlfriend and I watched we watched Virgin Island recently. A Channel 4 show in which 12 virgins went to an island to be trained how to fuck. They got to mingle together. They also got to have time together with experts. One of them fucked one of the experts at the end. One of them lost their virginity on the island. My understanding is Lucky Bee has made a little highlight reel of one of the I don't know if you'd call them contestants, participants, I suppose, is a more neutral term that better describes them. Some of them were virgins because they're nervous. Some were virgins because they had negative riz. And this guy was like a combo. This guy was very like scared of being touched and stuff. So yeah.
You definitely seem like one of the most confident out of all of us, I'd say.
Throughout the show, they would try to have chat with one another. It often didn't go too well.
You definitely seem like one of the most confident out of all of us, I'd say.
Thank you.
I think you're really pretty.
Thank you.
He went for it.
It's, I don't want to be in the sun for too long.
Okay.
It's nice having that chat with you.
Gotta get out of here, man. That's a hit and run. That is a hit and run.
Do you think Ben likes me? I've not noticed him being off with you or anyone else. No, it's just I think he likes me. Oh, like that way? Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know.
You know,
No way to tell. No way to tell. No way to tell.
What I really need is someone to teach me this stuff.
Can you like open your mouth a little bit?
Full ventriloquist dummy mode. Full ventriloquist dummy mode. I think people are saying, oh no. Don't worry, he's gonna fix it.
And then relax it. Yeah.
There's something about Charlotte. I really do like her, and it's just I like how we connect.
It just feels, I don't know, weird, but in a nice way.
Now we're gonna see the ginger woman's Riz. Now we're gonna see how she gets on with another person.
Why do you have these horrible stretch marks?
I don't know, right? You say horrible, did you?
Well, it's just, it looks painful. It looks like you got
You just
scratched.
see my arse, it's more on my arse.
Okay. I'm bored now.
Yeah,
I'm bored now.
12 virgins go to an island to have their self-confidence obliterated by one another.
One.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, why are you focused in one area? You need to go... See, okay, do
come on,
you want me to
let's
show
go.
you
No,
on
no.
you?
No, let's go. I'll put more oil on, whack it on.
See, more thumb, more movement. You need to be doing the whole
So
arm.
what, like that, how about that?
I think she just needs to become a professional dominatrix.
There, like that. Like it's all of it.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
It's like wanking off your arm, like that. That's how you do it, but slower.
Okay, now I definitely want you to stop.
How was the...
I feel like she's wrong for 99% of people, but for 1% of people, she's the only thing they'd ever want.
Monsieur.
These yours?
Yes.
Basically.
You've already tried them on.
I always find I end up getting very sleepy in the summer because of the hay fever tablets I take.
What?
I'm sorry, I say I always get very sleepy in the summer because of all the hay fever tablets.
Oh,
Because they're drowsy ones.
He pursues her across multiple days, and it's painful.
You know, we feel comfortable around each other, but I'm not interested. And so...
I didn't notice the horrified side eye.
It's going to be tricky.
The whole role-play animal thing just really freaks me out.
Oh no, I forgot about this episode. Part of the premise is that every day there'd be a group task, and I'm pretty sure I know what Lucky Bee has put here. This was one of the tasks.
Yeah. Does someone wanna try it with Charlotte?
Yeah, I'll do it. I mean.
Amazing. No. That's all.
The task is roll around on the ground with each other, become animalistic.
The whole role-play animal thing just really freaks me out.
Yeah. Does someone
Charlotte, the ginger, puts herself forward.
wanna try it with Charlotte?
Yeah, I'll do it. I mean.
He takes his shot.
Amazing. No. That's all.
You can change your mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Ralph Wiggum exact frame his heart ripped in two. His soul was ripped into pieces, and now they're dipping it. Now they're dipping his soul into an acid bath, bit by bit. Yes, they've introduced him to cuckoldry.
Did you feel any arousal? I'm curious.
Yeah, I think some, yeah.
Yes.
He can't even look.
What stopped me from taking it to the next level of a lot of these dates I've been on, I think it's just lack of experience and lack of success at reading sort of social signals.
Who wanna try
I thought he said lack of success at breeding.
it with Ben?
Oh man! Oh fuck! I forgot this.
Social signal.
Who wanna try it with Ben?
She rejected him, and then everyone rejected him.
Do I get to do it?
Despite Celeste's flirting.
It hit him so hard. He wasn't this bald at the start of the exercise. He lost hair. He lost hair like that. We watched it fall out.
Yeah.
Being rejected by the group has hurt Ben.
I have an idea. I want to take my top off and I want to straddle you.
Okay, you want me laying down?
Yes. Knees down.
Oh god.
Yes,
Arms
ma'am.
further.
She edited in his reactions, dude! This music sounds like it's from level 1 of a roguelite.
Okay, grip my hips. Oh, that's nice. Watch me. You are firm.
Thank you for this gift.
Yeah, it's the wholesome kind of content I watch with Lucky Bee. After streams. Just watch people have their fucking mind, heart, and soul obliterated. By Channel 4. Yeah. Yeah. Very well cut together, babe. Very well cut together. The whole show is like that. The whole show is like that, and there aren't many episodes. You can watch it on YouTube. The Channel 4 YouTube channel has all the episodes. Not an ad. Not an ad. Anyway. Ladies and gents. Thank you for joining me. Have you had a good time? Thanks for the viewership, companionship, incredible generosity. What's it called? It's called the Virgin Island. It is the Virgin Island. Literally an island of virgins. I didn't play any games. We'll probably do a trash day tomorrow. I'm filming all day tomorrow, so I'm gonna have time to find more stuff to look at. So we just play games instead. All right. Maybe like some trash and then try 9 Souls. Maybe something like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out tomorrow. Till then. Thank you for your viewership, companionship, incredible generosity. Loads of donors, loads of subs today. I'll protect many autists with that money. I'll arm the autists with it. Until tomorrow, though. That's all. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the ant cookies bite.